Chapter 331. Southern area, next to the beach. 2 hours later, Fong Ping had finished honing 6 ossicles. At this moment, Fong Ping seemed to have undergone some slight changes. His ears were clearer, and some of the blood vessels in his ears were clearly visible. If one listened closely, one could even hear the strong flow of blood. Wealth, 956 million vitality, 2,300 calories, 2,700 calories plus mentality, 672 hertz, 699 hertz, bones honed. 177 bones, 100%, 6 bones, 90%, 23 bones, 30% plus, storage space, 1 cubic meter energy shield, 10,000 well/minute. My vitality limit has increased by 300 calories. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. This increase was too huge. It's just the ossicles. If I hone other bones, although Fong Ping said that, he did not dare to continue. When the 6 ossicles were honed, Fong Ping already felt a sense of crisis. If he continued, it was very likely that some accidents would happen to his brain. I'll continue to increase my vitality limit. I want to see how much it can increase. Fong Ping did not stop. He continued to sit cross-legged and began to increase his vitality limit. Another half an hour passed. The data changed again. Wealth, 953. 1 million vitality. 2,300 calories. 2,999 calories mentality. 672 hertz. 699 hertz. Bones honed. 177 bones, 100%. 6 bones, 90%. 23 bones, 30% plus. Storage space. 1 cubic meter energy shield. 10,000 wealth/minute. Fong Ping did not hesitate much. 10,000 wealth was an eyesore. Very quickly, he increased his mentality by 10 hertz. Standing up, Fong Ping took a step forward. The boulder he had just sat on was instantly crushed by him. It's a little out of control. I need to familiarize myself with it for 2 days, but it's much better than last time. Last time, it was mainly because my mentality skyrocketed that caused problems. The skyrocketing of vitality, accompanied by the strengthening of my physique, is not a big problem. Close to 3,000 calories vitality and 700 hertz mentality mean that my physique is also strong to the point that no rank for can defeat. Vitality, mentality, physique, bones, these are all strong to the extreme. Even some rank 5 martial artists are not as good as me. In terms of combat techniques, if I improve, who in rank for can be my opponent? Prodigy? I, Fong Ping, am the most powerful prodigy. Main training Royal Decapitation, Heavenly Blade, secondary training Maha Fist, and continue to strengthen the training of Flight Step. Fong Ping made a plan for himself. Royal Decapitation combined with Chaos Vanquishing Saber could unleash its greatest potential. However, the saber could not be used carelessly. If he fought against an ordinary martial artist, he could smash him to death without unsheathing it. If the pressure was not too great when fighting those geniuses, there was no need for him to draw his saber. If he really met an undefeatable opponent, then he would use his saber to beat him to tears. He rubbed his ears. The noise was really loud. He hoped that he could get used to it as soon as possible, lest he heard something he shouldn't be hearing. On the 14th of November, the top 3 of the Rank 1 martial arts competition were decided. Tang Wen was among them. She was also the only MCMU martial artist to enter the top 3. Gu Longfei stopped at 8th place, while Zhou Yaozu stopped at 6th place. Only Tang Wen fought more and more fiercely, charging into the top 3. Fong Ping did not show his face, but he sent a message through the Martial Arts Society. MCMU martial artists who could not enter the top 3 of Rank 1 would have to bear the consequences. He did not say anything about the consequences, but the words "bear the consequences" put a lot of pressure on everyone. Gu Longfei and Zhou Yaozu were defeated one after another. Tang Wen was the only one left. The whole school was watching her. At this moment, Tang Wen knew that if she lost, it would be big trouble. Her father also told her that she could not lose. If she lost, not only would she be unlucky, but all the Rank 1 martial artists in the school would also be unlucky. Not just Rank 1 martial artists. Now that Fong Ping was trying his best to build momentum for MCMU, he could not bear to lose. Not only in the Rank 1 martial arts competition, but also in the upcoming championship, Fong Ping would strive not to lose. Fong Ping himself had been cultivating hard in seclusion recently, preparing for the championship. It was obvious that he was still under pressure. If Tang Wen lost, Fong Ping might not be affected, but the pressure on MCMEU would be even greater. Ever since the old vice-chancellor died in battle, MCMEU did not seem to decline, but became stronger and stronger. All of this was related to some of Fong Ping's actions. He was trying his best to create an illusion that MCMU was very strong, getting stronger and stronger. The old vice-chancellor's death in battle did not affect anything. MCMU had obtained more resources than before, and the student's strength was increasing day by day. At this time, a defeat might cause a major blow and impact. The consequences of the old vice-chancellor and a large number of instructors dying in battle would appear one after another. With pressure and motivation, Tang Wen fought bravely and gradually made a name for herself as the Little Wild Lion. On the 15th of November, Nanjiang Martial Arts University fought for the second time. This time, it was against Beihai University of Science and Technology. Beihai University of Science and Technology was only a comprehensive university, accepting both civil and martial arts. There were less than 1,000 martial science students in the university. The strongest one had just entered upper stage rank 3. To fight against a martial arts university like this, Nanjiang Martial Arts University directly sent out the reserve team from middle stage rank 3 martial artists and another official team member to hold the line. Even so, they won easily with no difficulty at all. At the same time, some other martial arts universities gradually revealed their strength. Donglin Martial Arts University won 2 battles, and their main team almost did not show up, although it had something to do with their opponents being very weak. Beijiang Martial Arts University won 2 battles, and from start to finish, only one team member went up to battle, a peak rank 3, and directly defeated 5 people by himself. Shishan Martial Arts University won 2 battles, and from start to finish, only one team member went up to battle, a peak rank 3, and directly defeated 5 people by himself. Magic City Women's University only recruited girls, and this time, they also went from being unknown to suddenly exploding with great strength. 3 big rank, 4 female martial artists appeared out of nowhere, without any concealment, and overwhelmingly defeated their opponents. Tian'an Martial Arts University rose from the ashes. The previous president of the Martial Arts Society died in battle, and his successor broke through to middle stage rank 4, defeating 2 rank 4 powerhouses from Northwest Martial Arts University. One by one, the martial arts universities displayed their strength and gradually attracted the attention of countless people. Although the normal martial arts university championship this time was only fought internally and was not open to the public, some media reporters were not prohibited from watching. Gradually, a few of the top 7 places were locked in. Nanjiang Martial Arts University, Beijiang Martial Arts University, Donglin Martial Arts University. These martial arts universities were all in line for the top 7. At the same time, Chengqiu, Li Hansong, and Yao Qingjun did not meet each other. Yao Qingjun challenged Yao Chuanwu and won, becoming a powerhouse in the rank 4 ranking. Li Hansong challenged Clear Water Temple's leader, who was ranked 11th, and won. Both of them left after the challenge. They did not fight in Changzhou, as everyone had guessed. Li Hansong continued south, bypassing Nanjiang and entering Xishan province, preparing to challenge Guangxing Temple's Monk Puguang. Yao Qingjun continued north, entering Beijiang and challenging the Beijiang powerhouses. Some of the videos of the 2 rank 4 powerhouses' previous battles were released. After some powerhouses in the martial arts world watched them, many older powerhouses sighed. Time passed, and the new generation surpassed the old. In the eyes of many older martial artists, it was not difficult for these 2 rank 4 powerhouses to defeat a rank 5. Of these 2, Li Hansong was 22 years old this year, and so was Yao Qingjun. Wang Jinyang, who was avoided by both of them, was only 20 years old. Although MCMU's Fong Ping had not shown his face recently, the other party was only 19 years old. For a time, it was not just ordinary people who focused on the championship, but also some martial arts powerhouses. This was no longer the rank 1 fooling around last year. No matter how strong a rank 1 martial artist was, there was still a limit. Young powerhouses who had stepped into peak rank 4 were not weaker than the average rank 5 powerhouses. Rank 5 powerhouses were also overlords in their own areas. In some weaker provinces, the previous governors were only rank 5 or 6. Compared to these new generation powerhouses, the older generation felt a little sad. The second National Martial Arts University Championship has begun. Powerhouses are as numerous as the clouds. Prodigies collide. CCMU's Li Hansong, FMS's Yao Qingjun, invincible north and south. NMU's Wang Jinyang, the youngest student in the top 100 list. Where is he now? Who will carry the cauldron in MCMAU? Where is the last championships, Overlord now? MCMAU is weak, no rank for can carry the cauldron. According to insider news, MCMAU may be led by Fong Ping. Whether Fong Ping, who has just entered rank 4, can turn the situation around, we'll see. No one in MCMAU? In January, Fong Ping led the team as a rank 1. Now MCMAU is pinning their hopes on Fong Ping to turn the situation around. The battle to defend their title is difficult. In the outside world, all the major media outlets began to scramble to report. The one that received the most attention was not CCMAU or FMS, but MCMAU. In less than a year, the previous championship team, the previous rank 1 team leader, Fong Ping, was actually leading the team again. Was there really hope? Even if Fong Ping was first in rank 3 and had entered rank 4, the time was too short. In August, Fong Ping was still a rank 3 martial artist. It was not until September that his name disappeared from the rank 3 ranking list. This meant that from Fong Ping's breakthrough to rank 4 until now, at most, it had only been about 3 months. Was it really feasible to count on Fong Ping to turn the situation around? Yao Qingjun and Li Hansong had already entered the top 10 of the rank 4 ranking list. SNMU's Liu Shiji had just defeated a rank 4 powerhouse ranked 87th the day before yesterday and entered the top 100 list. Wang Jinyang had not fought yet, but he was also in the top 100 list. These few days, the powerhouses of the 8-school alliance, including some powerhouses from the other 2 military schools, had also shown up and began to challenge the top 100 powerhouses. Only MCMU still did not have any MCMU students on the top 100 list. As one of the 2 elite schools, the last championship's champion, it was obvious how much pressure they were under. November 18th, MCMU's Chun Wenlong walked out from the military department and challenged the Chinese University of Science and Technology's instructor, a powerhouse ranked 68th in the rank 4 ranking list. He defeated him with 3 punches. It was only now that the voices of MCMU's decline gradually died down. MCMU also had powerhouses. Chun Wenlong stepped up and entered the top 100 list. In an instant, Chun Wenlong's reputation quickly overshadowed Fong Ping's and became MCMU's pillar. November 19th, Nanjiang Martial Arts University encountered a strong opponent, Nanhu Martial Arts University. The president of Nanhu Martial Arts University had stepped into middle stage rank 4. He was also a rare prodigy in normal martial arts universities. Wang Jinyang's first fight was defeated with 1 slash. It was shocking. November 20th, Yao Qingjun defeated Capital City Department of Investigation Services Deputy Director Gu Qingdong, a top powerhouse ranked 3rd in the rank 4. He was also the only rank 4 deputy director in Capital City. Capital City Department of Investigation Services was powerful, and the director was a grandmaster. There were rank 6 powerhouses and rank 5 powerhouses among the deputy directors. Among the 7 deputy directors, the only rank 4 was Gu Qingdong, ranked 3rd in the rank 4 ranking list. Even if a few rank 5 deputy directors were to fight, they might not be able to defeat him. However, against Yao Qingjun, Gu Qingdong still lost. Yao Qingjun jumped to 3rd in rank 4, causing another storm. At this moment, Li Hansong had already defeated Guangxing Temple's monk Puguang, ranked 7th. One was 3rd, and the other was 7th. Both of them did not choose to continue the challenge. This was because the powerhouse ranked 1st was currently not on the ground. The person ranked 2nd was an instructor from CCMAU. Li Hansong was unwilling to challenge, and Yao Qingjun did not want to go to CCMU now, so he chose to give up. Even so, both of them had won consecutive battles, and their momentum had reached an extreme. The outside world guessed that both of them were no weaker than the military department martial artist ranked first. Some older martial artists made a judgment. Both of them were stronger than the average middle stage rank 5 martial artist. Against an upper stage rank 5, it was still difficult to determine who would win and who would lose. The fact that the students in school were this strong was still beyond many people's expectations. The fight for the top school might fall on CCMAU and First Military School. As for MCMAU, although Chun Wenlong was strong, he was currently ranked around 60, not as good as Yao Qingjun's ranking before the challenge. McMao. When Yao Qingjun and Li Hansong returned to school, Fong Ping was holding the Rank 1 Martial Arts Competition award ceremony. Congratulations. Keep it up. I hope to see you in next year's Rank 2 Martial Arts Competition. Fong Ping handed over the pills, weapons, and combat techniques books, congratulating her. The martial artist who won first place was not Tang Wen, but a casual martial artist. She was an instructor at a martial arts dojo, and she was not young either. She was about 40 years old. Chapter 332. November 22nd. After 4 rounds of battles, Beijiang Martial Arts University was the first to secure a spot in the top 7 with 4 victories. This was the first martial arts university to complete all 4 rounds of competition. They had won all 4 battles, and it was a rather easy victory. Not all of their main forces had been sent out. On November 23rd, another 2 martial arts universities entered the top 7. They were Donglin Martial Arts University and Nanjiang Martial Arts University. On the 24th of November, Tiananmen Martial Arts University sent out all their main force. They defeated their opponents by a small margin, winning all 4 battles and advancing into the top 7. On the 25th of November, Shanghai Women's College advanced. On November 26th, Xishan Martial Arts University advanced. On November 27th, the last spot was taken by Chungcheou Martial Arts University. Chungcheou Martial Arts University had a hard time. If they won all 4 matches, they would directly enter the top 7. Zhongzhou Martial Arts University, on the other hand, had fought 6 matches, winning 5 and losing 1. That was how they had managed to make it to the top 7 by a hair's breadth. All of their main forces had been sent out, and many of them were injured. They had fought the hardest among the top 7. There were many powerhouses from the sects in Chungcheou, but the martial arts universities were average. However, Chungcheou martial arts universities had close ties with the sections. Some of the sect powerhouses also held positions in Chungcheou martial arts universities. The fact that they were able to fight their way to the top 7 out of 89 martial arts universities also had a lot to do with the sections. Some of the students from Zhongzhou Martial Arts University were disciples from sections. At this point, the normal martial arts university championship came to an end. The other 82 martial arts universities would continue to compete, but they would only be ranked below the top 10. If they wanted to challenge for the position of elite universities, they would have to nurture at least 5 middle-ranked students in the next year. This was a very difficult task for normal martial arts universities. McMao. Wu Quishan was back. The first thing he did when he returned was to ask about the exchange competition. How's the preparation? Victory. Fong Ping's answer was simple. Wu Quishan stared at him for a moment. After a while, he said, You've achieved peak rank 4? Yes. Fong Ping nodded. He had stepped into peak faster than expected. It was also thanks to the honing of the ossicles, which made his physique stronger. However, not long after, on the 25th, he had just stepped into peak rank 4. Even though he had only entered this realm for a few days, Fong Ping was still brimming with confidence. The difference between their realms was now considered equal. Even if Yao Qingjun and the rest had broken through to rank 5 now, they would at most be early stage rank 5. They might not have even started honing their 6 viscera yet. Fong Ping would not deceive them. Very soon, Wu Quishan sighed. It was really fast. In mid-August, Fong Ping achieved rank 4. At the end of November, Fong Ping achieved peak rank 4. In just over 3 months, Fong Ping had completed his journey to rank 4. In terms of cultivation speed, Fong Ping was number one in this generation. The few prodigies today, whether it was Yao Qingjun or Li Hansong, they were all inferior to Fong Ping. When Fong Ping entered the university, he had seen a rank 3 ranking list. At that time, Yao Qingjun and the others were already peak powerhouses on the rank 3 list. Now only a little more than a year had passed. Not only had these people stepped into peak rank from peak rank 3, but they had also become top-notch powerhouses among rank 4 powerhouses. Their speed was already extremely fast. Thinking back to Fong Ping, he had just become a martial artist then, and the gap between them was huge. In just 1 year, Fong Ping had closed the gap. After lamenting, Wu Quishan did not say anything else. He quickly said, "On the 30th, which is the day after tomorrow, the opening ceremony of the top 10 tournament will be held. On that day, we will draw lots to choose our opponents. On December 1st, the competition officially began. Tomorrow, you will lead a team to Beijing." Fong Ping nodded and said nothing more. This year's championship would be held in the capital. Logically, last year's champion was MCMAU, so it should still be held in MCMAU this year. However, what the higher-ups meant was that MCMU would be holding many competitions this year. The Rank 1 martial arts competition had just ended. If it continued to be held in MCMU, it would delay the cultivation of MCMU's instructors and students, so it was changed to Capital City. In reality, Fong Ping also knew what Capital City meant. Magic City had held many high-profile national competitions in succession. After all, Magic City was not the capital of Sino Nation. The focus was on Magic City. What about Capital City? Holding a competition did not mean anything. However, holding a martial arts competition would actually cause some martial artists to flow into Magic City. In the long run, Capital City's status would decline. In the era of martial artists, no matter what, Capital City could not continue to hold a second championship in Magic City. Especially this year's competition was extremely important. It would determine the position of the top 10 elite schools. "Vice-Chancellor, you're not going this time?" "I won't be going this time. I need to stay in Magic City. Vice-Chancellor Huang will accompany you. Also, Dean Tang and Dean Luo will be going too." A Grandmaster, 2 peak rank 6 were in charge of leading the team, and a few rank 6 instructors. This was the strength of the instructors in charge of leading the team this time. Going to Capital City was not MCMAU's territory. Wu Quishan was also very cautious. Whether it was for fairness or to show their strength, it was necessary for a Grandmaster to keep watch. After hearing Wu Quishan say that he was not going, Fong Ping pondered for a moment before saying in a low voice, "Vice-Chancellor, the instructor has not returned from the catacombs." "I know." Wu Quishan pressed his hands together and exhaled slightly. He said tiredly, "I'm in Magic City. If there's nothing too serious, I can also enter the catacombs at any time. Just take care of yourselves." His not going to Capital City this time had something to do with Lu Fengru entering the catacombs. If he went too far, he might not be able to rescue her in time. Recently, there was news from Magic City's catacombs that Lu Fengru was crazy. 5 days ago, she encountered a rank 7 commander-level powerhouse. Not only did she not retreat, but she also fought with the other party. In the end, Lu Fengru escaped with serious injuries. The other party chased her all the way to Hope City. If it were not for the powerhouses of Hope City, Lu Fengru would have been killed. Wu Quishan came back from Capital City in a hurry. He did not even wait for the lot-drawing ceremony. This was also related to this. That woman was crazy. Did she know what she was doing? Although she was known to be invincible among rank 6, was Lu Fengru really invincible among rank 6? Now that she encountered a rank 7, not only did she not retreat, but she also initiated a fight. If it were not for her good luck, she might have been killed long ago. Naturally, Fong Ping did not know about these things. No one told him about these things. However, Wu Quishan was back. Fong Ping was not too worried about Lu Fengru's safety. The two of them communicated for a while. Wu Quishan did not say too much to Fong Ping. He did not ask him to get first place or anything like that. According to the current situation, getting first place was a little difficult. Wu Quishan also knew that Li Hansong and Yao Qingjun had fought their way into the top ranks of rank 4. Fong Ping had just broken through to peak rank 4. His aura was not too stable. In more than 3 months, how far had he cultivated his high-ranked combat techniques? Being a genius in cultivation did not mean that his ability would definitely be ridiculously strong. With MCMU's overall ability, it was not difficult to enter the top 5. If he went further, it would depend on luck. After leaving the Vice-Chancellor's office, Fong Ping originally wanted to go to the Martial Arts Society. After thinking about it, he went to the Logistics Department. Logistics Department. Old Man Li was still not there. The instructor who temporarily replaced Old Man Li said, "Dean Li has been in closed-door cultivation recently. I'm afraid he won't be coming out anytime soon." He's been in closed-door cultivation for a long time. Fong Ping frowned slightly. Old Man Li had been in closed-door cultivation since he came back last time. It had been a month now. Martial artists' closed-door cultivation was not a long-term thing. It could be as short as 2 to 3 days, or as long as 10 days to half a month. Old Man Li's 1 month of closed-door cultivation this time was too long. Without wasting any time in the logistics department, Fong Ping left the logistics department and walked toward MCMU's old dormitory area. Old Man Li did not live in the teacher's dormitory area. Those villas were all newly built later. MCMU was not big back then. There were also some old buildings. Old Man Li lived in the old dormitory area. Nowadays, there were very few people living there. Some of the injured martial artists who retired lived there. When the old vice-chancellor was still alive, he lived there too. Fong Ping walked along the bluestone path, passing through the maple forest in the school. More than 10 minutes later, he stopped in front of an old building. He rarely came here. This was a place for the elderly to recuperate. Under normal circumstances, very few people came to disturb them. At this moment, outside the old building, some elderly people were sunbathing in the small garden on the periphery. Seeing Fong Ping, someone recognized him. An old man with a broken arm chuckled and said, "Fong Ping, that grandson of mine hasn't been causing trouble recently, has he?" Fong Ping replied with a smile. "How could he? Last time, I got someone to beat him up. He's much more obedient now. A few days ago, he broke through to rank 2. In a few days, I'll arrange for him to participate in the Rank 2 championship. He won't have time to cause trouble." The one-armed old man suddenly laughed out loud. He nodded and said, Good, good, good. That's how it should be. If he's disobedient, beat him up. If he's disobedient, throw him into the catacombs. That brat is not like his father at all." Beside him, a few elderly people with missing arms and legs laughed and chimed in. They all said, "He deserves to be beaten up, and he'll be useless if he doesn't get beaten up." Fong Ping did not leave. After the elderly people chatted for a while, he smiled and said, "Don't worry, instructors. All of you are heroes. Your descendants won't become cowards, heroes." "What kind of heroes are we?" The one-armed old man mocked himself. The heroes were all lying in the southern cemetery. These people were struggling at death's door. They did not even have the strength to fight. Otherwise, they would not have the time to lie here and wait for death. Without waiting for Fong Ping to speak, the old man laughed and said, "Looking for Li Chongsheng?" "Yes." "Is Instructor Li here?" "Yes, but he's still in closed-door training." "Don't go. Wasn't there going to be a friendly competition? You can lead the people to the competition without worry." Old Devil Li won't starve to death. He's a big, living person. He won't starve to death. He's still in closed-door training. Fong Ping muttered. "Doesn't Instructor Li have old injuries? He's in closed-door training now. It's okay. Old Devil Li is tinkering with his longevity sword." The one-armed old man then said, "Go and do what you need to do. In our lifetime, we still want to see MCMAU surpass CCMAU. If we surpass CCMAU, one of the old vice-chancellor's wishes will be fulfilled. He should be able to smile in the underworld." Fong Ping raised his head and looked at a small courtyard with a tightly shut door not far away. That was Old Man Li's residence. Old Man Li was still in closed-door training. He did not want to disturb him, so he could only bid farewell to the few old men. Before he left, he said confidently, "Don't worry, instructors. MCMU will surpass CCMAU in a few years." After he said this, the few old men laughed heartily. In terms of overall strength, after the old vice-chancellor and a large number of instructors died in battle, the high-end strength of MCMAU had declined. However, the strength of the younger generation was increasing day by day. There were rank 5 students last year. Although there were none this year, Chen Wenlong and the others were not necessarily weaker than the rank 5 students last year. In addition, the strength of the lower-grade students was seen by the few old men. If this continued, in a few years, once Tang Feng and the others broke through to Grandmaster and made up for the lack of high-end combat strength, they might surpass MCMU's heyday. Hope was still on the young people. Martial Arts Society. Fang Ping looked at everyone and said, Chen Wenlong, Zhang Yu, Qin Fengqing, CLA, the 4 of you will join the main team. Liang Fenghua, Zhou Qing, Lu Yueying, the few of you will join the reserves team. Does anyone have any objections? Everyone shook their heads. CLA had joined the main team because he had sparred with a few others in private. He had only joined the main team because he was slightly better than them. In martial arts universities, strength spoke louder. Fang Ping looked at CLA and said, You are the only middle stage rank for martial artist in the main team. The chances of you fighting this time are not high. This time is different. MCMU will not conserve its strength. We must go all out and win by force. Therefore, if there are no surprises, Chen Wenlong will be the starter, I will be second, and Zhang Yu will be third. We must win cleanly. No one is allowed to conserve their strength. Chen Wenlong, you'll be the starter. If you can defeat all 5 of them, then defeat them directly. There is no need to leave any opponents for us. We are all rank for martial artists. There is no need to train. Let the outside world see MCMAU's strength. Do you hear me? Understood. Everyone answered. Fang Ping looked at the time and said, Then go back and pack your luggage. We will fly to Capital City tomorrow morning. Those below rank 4 will take the high-speed rail. Although it is not our home ground, we must make our presence known. I do not want to be looked down upon by everyone before I come back from the dead. There is no need for that. I want everyone to know that MCMAU is strong to the end. When we go to Capital City, there is no need to be afraid of anything. We will show off our strength. We are all young people. We will be as flamboyant as we want to be. The older generation will not interfere. The younger generation will be our opponents. MCMU walks the path of tyranny, not the path of a king. Whoever dares to make sarcastic remarks, whoever dares to grumble, beat them up if they are martial artists. If anything happens, even if I cannot take responsibility, the Grandmasters will. Everyone could not help but laugh. If you have the ability, don't say the last sentence. That is tyrannical. After Fang Ping finished speaking, Chen Wenlong said, How about I go first and you go last? No need. Fang Ping shook his head and said, If you defeat me too, to put it bluntly, then we will not have it easy. If I drag out a few of them, you still have a chance to win. If I lose the last one, then there is no hope. Qin Fengqing mumbled, I am ranked 4th. It will be good if you get beaten up, get lost. Fang Ping glanced at him and humphed. Qin Fengqing, if you are not convinced, then fight me. Let's see if your one-saber style is effective against me. Ignoring Qin Fengqing, Fang Ping continued, If there are no objections, then the meeting is adjourned. November 29th. More than 10 rank 4 students, more than 10 rank 6 instructors, and the Grandmaster Huang Jing boarded the flight to Capital City. At the same time, some MCMU rank 2 and 3 martial artists also boarded the high-speed rail to Capital City. In other places, some martial arts university students also embarked on their journey. The competition of the top 10 universities was extremely important to these martial arts universities. Each university was accompanied by a Grandmaster. Many media reporters also rushed to Capital City. This year's championship had gathered a large number of prodigies of the current generation. Although they had not graduated, Yao Qingjun and the others had already surpassed a large number of graduates. Even some rank 5 and 6 graduate powerhouses were not as famous as them. For such a grand event, the whole country and even the world were focusing on it. Chapter 333. Capital Airport. At the arrival gate, Ling Yi was reluctant. She humphed and said, "I won't be receiving the people from MCMU later." "You guys do it." Han Su nodded blankly. "Whatever you say." "No, I'll get the people from MCMU to arrange the worst room for that bastard Fong Ping." Han Su continued to nod blankly. "Whatever you say." "That's not a good idea. There are other people here. Should we arrange the worst room for Fong Ping?" Han Su still nodded. "Whatever you say." "That won't do either. That bastard definitely won't do it." Han Su could not take it anymore. He said helplessly, "Senior Ling, housing is a small matter. Moreover, MCMAU does not lack the money for housing. Don't make a fool of yourself." It would have been better if Zhang Xian hadn't replied, but as soon as he did, Ling Yi seemed to have found an outlet to vent her frustrations on. "Look at you. Back then, you led the team together with him for the first Inter Academy tournament. Look at you now. He's leading the team for the second Inter Academy tournament, and you're the one who's taking care of him." Han Su was stupefied. "Big brother, let's not talk about second brother. You're hurting my heart. Aren't you hurting yourself?" Ling Yi did not feel hurt at all because she was also participating in the competition. However, the most hateful thing was that CCMAU had actually arranged for her to enter the reserves team. This made Ling Yi very angry. "How dare you look down on me? So, what if he was a peak upper stage rank 4? Although I'm only a middle stage rank 4, I'm not a pushover. If it weren't for the fact that I don't want to chop those bastards to death, I would have no problem entering the main team." After jabbing Han Su a few times, Ling Yi's anger subsided a lot. His gaze was fixed on the exit. That bastard Fong Ping. What right did he have to lead the team to the championship? Was there really no one else in MCMAU? Outside the airport, not only was CCMAU's team there to pick up the students, but there was also a large group of media reporters. At this moment, these reporters raised their cameras and were very excited. "The people from Beijing Martial Arts University are here." As soon as the voice came out, everyone rushed forward. Just as they rushed over, someone shouted from the other side, "Donglin Martial Arts University is here too." This time, the main four seemed to have a tacit understanding. They all took the plane to the capital, and the time was almost the same. With these two universities taking the lead, the other martial arts universities arrived one after another. Just then, someone yelled, "Magic City Martial Arts University is here." The next moment, the whole place fell silent. At this moment, on MCMU's side, Fong Ping was leading the team. The instructors were not together. More than 10 rank for martial artists were unleashing their vitality force with all their might, pressuring many people until they felt like they were suffocating. It was only then that someone noticed that there were more than 10 young men in military uniforms trailing behind Fong Ping and the others. They were from the top military academy. Arrogant. Someone in the top military academy team was furious. The people from MCMAU were too arrogant. Everyone got off the plane together, but not on the same flight. In the end, as soon as they got off the plane, the people from MCMAU targeted them. Fong Ping, who was leading the team, even used his mentality to intimidate them. To put it more accurately, he intimidated Yao Qingjun. This was a mutated powerhouse who could expel his mentality when he had just achieved rank 4. After achieving peak rank 4, his mentality became even stronger. Fong Ping was provoking Yao Qingjun. At this moment, Yao Qingjun's expression was solemn. He did not say anything. In reality, there was nothing he could say. Fong Ping's mentality was not weak either. In fact, it seemed to be slightly stronger than his. Of course, there wasn't much of a difference between them. As a military school student, Yao Qingjun had been training in the military department all year round. He had killed many people. Coupled with his murderous aura, he was not weaker than Fong Ping. Even so, Yao Qingjun still felt the pressure. The pressure from MCMAU. MCMU's Fong Ping had also broken through to peak rank 4. Both of them fought with their mentality, while the others fought with their vitality force. Along the way, both sides' auras gradually reached a peak. In front of the crowd, Fong Ping looked indifferent. After walking out of the airport, Fong Ping, who had not spoken along the way, said loudly, "Top military academy, not bad. I hope to see you in the finals." Behind him, the people from the top military academy erupted in anger. On the other hand, Yao Chengjuan's expression was solemn. Fong Ping still had a lot of energy left. This guy was stronger than he had expected. Previously, he had regarded Fong Ping and Chun Wenlong as equals. In fact, he had already overestimated Fong Ping. After all, Fong Ping had broken through not long ago. Treating him as a powerhouse at the top of the rank for a ranking list was enough to show that he valued him. However, when Fong Ping and his mentality were fighting, he was calm and composed. This meant that when facing Fong Ping, his mentality advantage had disappeared completely. But even without the advantage of mentality, I can still win against you, Yao Chengjun muttered in his heart, but he did not say it out loud. Fong Ping, who had thrown out his arrogant words, strode toward Ling Yi. Without waiting for the other party to speak, he said directly, "Lead the way to the hotel." Ling Yi wanted to curse his mother. "You bastard, are you really treating me like a servant?" "Why? Didn't CCMAU arrange accommodation?" "Forget it, we'll go to the hotel ourselves." Han Su heard that and said hurriedly, "Everything has been arranged. The car is waiting outside." "Thank you. Bring us there." "All right, everyone, follow me." As Han Su said that, he wanted to reach out and pull Ling Yi. However, Ling Yi glared at him fiercely. "Try pulling me?" Han Su felt helpless. Mother of Kerr, why did I come to pick people up with this woman? Without looking at Ling Yi again, Han Su gestured for the others to receive the other parties and personally led Fong Ping and the others forward. Although the reporters at the periphery wanted to interview a few words, they gave up after seeing the situation. The people from MCMAU looked overbearing and not to be trifled with. It was better to interview someone else, including the people from FMS. There were not many reporters who dared to step forward to interview them. These people had an expression that said, "If you dare come over, I will dare to beat you up," scaring many reporters into giving way. It was said that the people from military schools were easy to talk to, but why did it feel like they were not so easy to talk to? The people from FMS ignored them. Easy my *SS. They had just arrived, and MCMU was already picking on them. It would be strange if they were happy. Donglin Martial Arts University and a few other schools were surrounded by reporters. Some of the students were a little resentful. If they had known, they would have learned from these two schools. It would not be appropriate to explode and suppress people now. The car. It was a bus. The instructors did not travel with them. After they got off the plane, the instructors left separately, leaving time for the young people. Fong Ping and the others got on the bus. Han Su followed them. Seeing that Ling Yi was about to get on, Han Su could not help but say, "Senior Ling, why don't you go with the other teams?" "What do you mean?" Ling Yi said unhappily, "I want to get on this bus. Why aren't you letting me in?" Han Su felt helpless. Next time, even if you beat me to death, I will not go with this woman, I swear." Ling Yi did not care about him. After getting on the bus, she walked to sit opposite Fong Ping and glared at him. Fong Ping was leisurely and did not feel any discomfort. He deliberately took a few glances at her chest, angering Ling Yi so much that she wanted to explode on the spot. Beside her, Qin Fengqing chuckled and said, "Big bro Ling, I heard that you didn't make it into the first team?" Qin Fengqing. Ling Yi gritted her teeth so hard that they almost broke. She clenched her fists, her face red with anger. She said furiously, "What did you call me? Big bro Ling? Did you hear wrongly?" Qin Fengqing smirked and said, "Poor thing, you're so young." "Sigh, back then, you were someone who could barely keep up with me, Qin Fengqing. I didn't expect you to be so down and out, following behind me and eating my farts. If you dare to say one more word, I won't have to wait for the competition. I'll beat you to death right now." Ling Yi's lungs were about to explode. She roared in her heart, "I have to control myself. I have to control myself." Qin Fengqing still wanted to provoke her, but Fong Ping kicked him lightly. If he shouted again, they would really start fighting. Qin Fengqing pursed his lips, then laughed and said, "Ling, sis, why didn't Li Han song that brat come?" Ling Yi snorted and said disdainfully, "You're not qualified." As for sis Ling, although she was still dissatisfied with her, she knew Qin Fengqing, this loafer, from before. If they were to fight, Who knew who would be the one pestering who? The people from MCME were harder to deal with than her. TSK. Qin Fengqing said disdainfully. Li Hansong only relied on his hard head and learned some iron head technique. Otherwise, I would have killed him long ago. If he's so capable, let him come. I don't believe that his head is harder than my saber. Ling Yi did not argue with him. MCMU had more bastards than CCMAU. They had no grace at all. She finally realized it now. It was said that Southerners were more refined, while Northerners were more boorish. The South produced gentlemen, while the North produced heroes. However, in CCMU and MCMAU, it seemed to be the opposite. CCMAU martial artists were more refined. These bastards from MCMAU were like gangsters. Seeing that Ling Yi ignored Qin Fengqing, Fong Ping smiled and said, don't call me so affectionately. Sis, Ling Yi glared at him. Don't you know who's older and who's younger? Fong Ping did not seem to see her dissatisfaction. He was still smiling and said, your strength is a middle stage rank 4 is no weaker than other upper stage rank 4. Why didn't you enter the first team this time? Did Li Hansong suppress you? Ling Yi seemed to have found an outlet to vent. She said angrily, it's all your fault, you bastard. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows and said, what does this have to do with me? You can't talk nonsense. Humph. Ling Yi was full of dissatisfaction. Who else could it be but you? According to Li Hansong, when she met Fong Ping, she would easily become impulsive. In order to prevent her from meeting Fong Ping, entering the reserves team was actually the same. It would not delay her appearance. Actually, the main reason was to prevent her from losing momentum. After all, Ling Yi's defeat by Fong Ping was proof that CCMAU had lost to MCMAU. Li Hansong did not want the outside world to be overly concerned about this, so he let her enter the reserves team. Seeing that she did not answer, Fong Ping said again, has Li Hansong broken through to rank 5? I still want to compete with him at the same rank, to let him see the reality. If he's afraid of me and chooses to break through, then it'll be a pity. You? Ling Yi humphed. She suddenly thought of something and frowned. Your peak rank 4? More or less. What do you mean by more or less? I'm afraid it'll hurt you. Fong Ping chuckled. At that time, both of us were at the same rank. It hasn't been that long. I'm afraid it'll hurt your pride. Ling Yi. This time, it really hurt her pride. Qin Fengqing added, I won't say that I broke through to upper stage rank for either. Otherwise, it'll hurt your pride too. Ling Yi continued to grit her teeth. You just revealed that you're upper stage rank 4. Ling Yi's heart was stabbed again and again. Han Su, who was beside her, simply watched the scenery and did not reply. Peak rank 4, upper stage rank 3. He was actually not weak. A sophomore, upper stage rank 3. This progress was not much slower than Nanjiang's Wang Jinyang. However, the guy opposite him was a peak rank 1 martial artist like him in January of year 09. It had only been 10 months since then. Han Su was really down and out, just like Ling Yi had said. They were both thrice-honed martial artists. It was too much of a blow. Both of them were a little regretful at this moment. If they had known, they would not have gotten on this bus. Fong Ping did not continue stabbing them. He looked out the window and sighed. It's quite a pity. What's a pity? Ling Yi regretted it as soon as she asked. Why did she reply? Sigh, in Capital City, your territory, MCMU took away your martial arts university's first place for more than 80 years. Isn't that a pity? Even if you lose in Magic City, you still have an excuse. It's an away game, but it's really quite a pity if you lose in your home game. Fong Ping, be careful not to bite your tongue. I'm serious. Don't fight. Fong Ping laughed. Try your best to stay in second place. Don't let FMS win. Otherwise, it'll be really embarrassing. FMS was founded a little later than us. Ling Yi decided to ignore him. Han Su also kept his mouth shut. Fong Ping was picking a fight on purpose. Fong Ping felt that he was not picking a fight on purpose. He was just reminding them out of goodwill. If they could not even keep second place in CCMAU's territory, it would be really embarrassing. Not long after the MCMU people boarded the bus and left. Capital City Airport. Wang Jinyang led a few people off the plane. Seeing that there were many reporters outside the airport, he released some vitality force slightly, not letting the reporters come close. The reporters were also straightforward. They took a few photos and automatically moved away. These southern martial artists did not seem to be easy to deal with. Nor the martial artists were still better. Look, the people from Beijing Martial Arts University had not left until now. As for how the people from Beijing Martial Arts University were feeling resentful, it was none of their business. The soft feared the hard, and the hard feared the stubborn. Beijing Martial Arts University wanted to pretend to be polite, so they deserved to be entangled. When the people from CCMEU came to pick them up, Wang Jinyang asked as he walked, "Is everyone else here?" MCMEU, FMS, NSMS, Beijing Martial Arts University. These universities are all here. Only a few have yet to arrive. As he said that, the CCMEU student thought for a while and said, MCMEU seemed to have a conflict with FMS just now. Oh, Fong Ping is the one who started it, right? Wang Jinyang laughed. The people from CCMEU shook their heads and said, I'm not sure about this, but the people from FMS are quite angry. Captain Yao seems to be very serious too. MCMEU's strength is not weak. President Wang, don't be provoked by them. Wang Jinyang could not help but laugh. He said playfully, CCMEU should not play this game. It's meaningless. If we really meet, do you think Wang Jinyang, will go easy on them? The people from CCMEU did not mind. They laughed and said, Don't misunderstand, President Wang. We don't mean that. We just can't stand others being too arrogant. Recently, MCMEU has been looking down on everyone. It's still about strength. If you have the strength, it's natural for you to be a little arrogant. Wang Jinyang chuckled and shook his head slightly. After they boarded the bus, Lan Wufeng, who was in the team, said in a low voice, It's best if we meet MCMEU in the first round. Wang Jinyang glanced at him and said lightly, How about you fight Chen Wenlong? Lan Wufeng shut his mouth immediately. If he met Chen Wenlong, he would definitely not be a match. Seeing that he did not say anything, Wang Jinyang said softly, It's best if we don't meet CCMEU, MCMEU, and FMS in the first round. Otherwise, the top 10 elite universities will be in danger. This was not a normal martial arts university championship. Even if he, Wang Jinyang, defeated Yao Qingjun and the others, how much combat strength would he have left? Would Lan Wufeng and the others be a match for the other team members? When that time came, it would still depend on the team's strength. As for NMAU, the team's strength was much weaker. Other than him and Lan Wufeng, the rest were all rank 3 martial artists. These people could fight against other martial arts universities. In the top 10 elite universities, most of them were just there to make up the numbers. In the top 10 elite universities competition, other than the 7 of them, who did not have a complete set of rank for martial artists. Therefore, in the first round, it would be best if they fought against the 8-school alliance. The probability of the 7 normal martial arts universities meeting each other was not high. According to Wang Jinyang's prediction, the 7 normal martial arts universities would all meet schools that had not fought before. The top 10 elite universities was a battle of strength, a battle of status, and a battle of interests. At this time, it was necessary to eliminate the weak. If MCMEU and CCMU met this in the first round, they could forget about it. It would not happen. At this moment, Wang Jinyang only hoped that he would not meet the top 3 in the first round. As for the others, even if they met in 9 States military school, he was not worried. Fong Ping, mumbling in his heart, Wang Jinyang revealed a smile on his face. I hope I meet you in the finals. Chapter 334. On November 29th, all the universities went to Capital City. Among them, MCMEU was the most arrogant. MCMEU's team provoked FMS at the airport. MCMEU's cheering team put up a MCMEU first banner at the high-speed rail station. Luxury cars opened the way, hanging the banner, driving through the streets and alleys, circling in front of CCMEU before returning to the hotel. At this moment, it was as if MCMEU was Capital City's home team. The people of CCMU were furious. In the hotel, Fong Ping grinned. The provocation is over. If everyone doesn't put in some effort later, it'll be troublesome. They deserve to be beaten to death. Qin Fengqing said indifferently, if we're going to die anyway, you and Chun Wenlong will die first. Fong Ping's actions were said to be cutting off all means of retreat, but in reality, he was just looking for trouble. Everyone was eating in the restaurant when Fong Ping's expression suddenly changed. He lowered his head immediately, no longer as arrogant and domineering as before. Outside the restaurant, Chun Yunqi was holding Chun Yaoting's arm, saying happily, "Grandpa, aren't you staying at another hotel? Why are you here? I asked someone to change it. SCMAU is also staying here this time. I'm here to see you, the little princess of the Chun family. Since when did you become a cheerleader? Grandpa, don't say that. We can't compete, but we can cheer for Fong Ping and the others. It's pretty good. Why don't I see you cheering for SCMAU? Grandpa, I'm from MCMAU. Grandpa is regretting it." Chun Yaoting sighed. He regretted sending his granddaughter to MCMAU. She should have stayed in SCMAU. As they spoke, the grandfather and granddaughter stepped into the restaurant. "Fong Ping," Chun Yunqi shouted. Fong Ping lowered his head and did not respond, burying his head in his food. It was not just Fong Ping. Qin Fengqing, the troublemaker, also lowered his head and ate without saying a word. It was Zhang Yu who responded with a smile. When Chun Yaoting came over, they quickly stood up and bowed. Fong Ping and Qin Fengqing acted as if they did not see anything, continuing to eat with their heads lowered. "Fong Ping, brother Qin." Fong Ping seemed to have just heard it. He raised his head blankly and said suddenly, "Yunqi, forget it. Qin Fengqing only has a bad mouth. He only said a few words. You don't have to call Vice-Chancellor Chun here to take revenge on him, right?" Chun Yunqi looked confused. Qin Fengqing coughed violently. "Damn, I knew it was nothing good." Chun Yaoting's gaze was a little unfriendly. He glanced at Qin Fengqing, then looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping said hurriedly, "Yunqi, Vice-Chancellor Chun, we still have to go back to cultivate and prepare for war. We can't keep you company. We'll leave first. Talk to you later." As soon as he finished speaking, Fong Ping and Qin Fengqing ran at lightning speed, disappearing without a trace in the blink of an eye. Zhang Yu and the rest didn't know whether to laugh or cry. They obediently bowed before leaving the restaurant. After they left, Chun Yunqi pouted and glanced at her grandfather. She said softly, "Grandfather, you scared them away." Chun Yaoting was mentally exhausted. "Did I say anything? These two little brats, they're the ones who have a guilty conscience, so how can they blame me?" Without replying to his granddaughter, Chun Yaoting found a place to sit down and said, "Go visit your brother later. He's been under a lot of pressure lately. Say a few words to comfort him." "Okay, got it." As she spoke, Chun Yunqi felt a headache coming on. "Grandpa, what if SCMU meets MCMAU in the first round?" Chun Yaoting's expression was somewhat ugly. He snorted lightly and said, "Then let's fight. I can't beat him." "Yunqi." Chun Yaoting's anger rose. Who was she siding with? How did she know they couldn't beat him? Her grandfather was the vice-chancellor, and her brother was the president of the Martial Arts Society. Didn't her words hurt? Chun Yunqi saw that her grandfather was unhappy and said softly, "If they really meet, why don't I go talk to them and let SCMU have 2 rounds? Otherwise, they'll beat all 5 of them. You're learning so well in MCMAU." Chun Yaoting was heartbroken. Look at how my precious granddaughter has been brought up. If he knew that MCMU was like this, he would never have sent his granddaughter to MCMU even if he was beaten to death. Chun Yunqi did not say anything. "Grandpa's been angry lately. If I speak the truth, I'll really be beaten." Her second brother had just entered upper stage rank 4. Everyone else in SCMU was early stage or middle stage. Her second brother was the only upper stage. If they met Chun Wenlong, Fong Ping, or even Qin Fengqing, they might be beaten. Chun Yaoting was heartbroken, but he also felt slightly pressured. MCMU's strength was not weak. 2 peak rank 4s, 2 upper stage rank 4s, and 1 middle stage rank 4s. If they really met MCMAU, SCMU would be in danger. We have to protect the top 10 universities no matter what. I hope we don't meet them in the first round. Chen Yaoting sighed softly. The prodigies had all been snatched away by the big universities. Although SCMU was not considered weak, compared to schools like MCMAU, their foundation was still much weaker. This year, the outside world reported that MCMU was on the decline, but the current situation was far from that. Their strength was still extremely strong. That kid Fong Ping is improving so fast. The old man sighed again. How many days had it been? Peak rank 4. Fong Ping naturally did not know what happened in the restaurant after that. He only knew that SCMU had changed to the hotel they were staying at. When he thought that he might have to stay for a while, and then meet Chen Yaoting, his creditor, every day, Fong Ping's head hurt. The old man would not beat him to death. During the competition, the possibility of him doing anything to him was not high. What he was afraid of was that he would come knocking on his door to collect his debt. Fong Ping was also a person who valued his reputation. The problem was that this debt was not easy to repay. Where could he get half a hard essence to repay it? The entire hotel was currently occupied by a total of 3 martial arts universities: MCMU, SCMU, Magic City Women's University. In the afternoon, Fong Ping and the others walked around. Fong Ping saw the SCMU team. Their strength was average. The strongest, Chen Haoren, was only upper stage rank 4, and he had just entered not long ago. His aura was a little weak. He heard that Chen Haoren entered the catacombs after Yao Qingjun challenged the SCMU instructor and broke through there. 1 upper stage rank 4, 2 middle stage, and 2 early stage. To others, this kind of strength was very strong. To Fong Ping and the others, it was nothing to worry about. As for MCMAU, the 3 big rank for martial artists were all early stage and middle stage. There were no upper stage martial artists. The others were all peak rank 3 martial artists. This kind of strength was still the same. It was not weak to others, but it was really not enough for MCMAU. However, when they met the MCMAU team, there was a small interlude. Qin Fengqing seemed to be in trouble. Fong Ping, who did not have a good reputation in the outside world, was not in trouble. Qin Fengqing, on the other hand, was being glared at with murderous eyes by a few girls opposite him. Fong Ping suddenly thought of many things. Abandonment at first, love and hate lingering, old feelings difficult. In the end, Fong Ping realized that he had guessed wrong. The female martial artist who led the MCMAU team was furious. When she saw Qin Fengqing, she glared at him and said angrily, "Qin Fengqing, how dare you show your face?" Qin Fengqing was actually at a loss. He was very surprised and did not seem to be pretending at all. He said in surprise, "You know me? Am I that famous now?" "You." The female martial artists almost vomited blood in anger. "Who did not know you, you bastard?" One of the girls who looked slightly younger said angrily, "Keep pretending. Last time in the catacombs, we did not provoke you, but you actually lured dozens of monsters to kill us. Are you still a man?" Qin Fengqing was puzzled and said speechlessly, "Don't slander me. I never do such things." "You're still pretending." The leading girl said angrily, "It was January this year. We almost died. There were dozens of monsters near the grinder. If our instructor did not rush over, we would have been dead." Qin Fengqing scratched his head. Was it true? Bringing monsters and running away. It was not the first time he had done it. He had done it many times. That time with Fong Ping was not a coincidence either. He had experience in this. However, under normal circumstances, he would run very far and would not encounter human martial artists. He had not been near the grinder much, right? After thinking for a while, Qin Fengqing really could not remember. He was also too lazy to think about it. He said casually, "It's good that we didn't die. Why do you care so much?" These words made the few people opposite him so angry that they wanted to hack him to death on the spot. "Easy for you to say." Qin Fengqing laughed and said, "It's considered training. Whether it's true or not, it's good that we didn't die. Honestly, you should thank me. Have you experienced this before? Isn't it exciting? It stimulates your potential. If I really lured dozens of monsters there, then you must have never seen it before. It's your first time experiencing it. There are no monsters near the grinder. You've only worked hard after seeing such a big scene. Now you've entered rank 4 and entered the top 20. Am I right? Qin Fengqin quibbled, but the girls opposite him suddenly stopped scolding him. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. So it was true? Qin Fengqin was good. Now his ability to fool people had improved. Qin Fengqin continued, if I meet you in the first round, don't worry. I'll go easy on you. I'm different from Fong Ping. I don't hit the chest. Fong Ping rolled his eyes at him and dragged him away. It was embarrassing to be with this guy. Back in the room, Fong Ping and the others gathered again and chatted for a while. However, they had not drawn lots yet. They did not know which team they would meet in the first round. There was no need to make any tactical arrangements or intelligence analysis for now. They chatted for a while and went back to their rooms to rest. The competition was imminent. No one was in the mood to go out and wander. It was a quiet night. The next day, everyone woke up early. The drawing of lots this time, including the upcoming competition, would be held at CCMAU. It was originally planned to be held at Capital City's birdcage. In the end, it was not known if CCMAU exerted its influence and changed to CCMAU. This made Fong Ping curse in his heart. The championship disturbed MCMAU's instructors and students' cultivation, but it did not disturb CCMAU's cultivation. The government was obviously trying to be fair. No, this was not fair. It was obviously biased towards CCMAU. After leaving the hotel, he still did not see Huang Jing and the others. These people had disappeared since yesterday. He did not know if they went to CCMAU or somewhere else. This time, Ling Yi did not come. Han Su did not come either. The person who came was a CCMAU student whom he was not familiar with. He was not familiar with the others, but Fong Ping was. When he saw the person, Fong Ping was shocked. Ah Xiang, how dare you come? Fong Wenxiang did not say a word. Han Su told him that this was a journey to hone one's heart. A powerhouse must have a strong heart too. If he could not even stand Fong Ping's sarcasm, and heart-wrenching, then his martial arts heart was not pure enough. Last night, the Martial Arts Society had a meeting overnight. Who will come to pick him up? Han Su said a lot of things righteously. Fong Wenxiang volunteered, raising his hand to show that he would pick him up. A journey to hone one's heart. Ah Xiang, do you still remember the debt you owe me? Fong Ping patted Fong Wenxiang's shoulder. He did not expect that Fong Wenxiang would dare to appear here alone. Fong Wenxiang did not reply. He gestured for them to get in the car. Seeing that Fong Ping held him down and did not let him get in the car, Fong Wenxiang said calmly, I'm not a member of the championship. If you attack me, there are patrolling grandmasters in Capital City now. Fong Ping said with a faint smile, I won't attack you. If I hurt you, can you repay your debt? I just want to remind you that you're the first person to owe me a debt. Thinking back to the time when he ate a pill in the championship, Fong Wenxiang actually admitted defeat and ran away. He did not continue fighting with him, causing Fong Ping to waste a rank 1 vitality pill. This debt, he had said at that time, he would have to pay Fong Wenxiang every time he saw him. Fong Wenxiang turned a deaf ear. If you say you owe me, then so be it. I'm here to hone my heart. As for hitting me, I have grandmasters in my family too. Fong Ping seemed to know what he was thinking. He said with a smile, my instructor is about to break through. When the time comes, both master and disciple will go and collect the debt. My instructor will deal with old Master Fong. I'll deal with you. Old Master Fong was Lu Fengru's old enemy. Fong Ping was not sure why they became enemies. In short, if they met, Lu Fengru would hunt him down. If she could not beat him, she would use her ex-husband to scare him. Old Master Fong was also very aggrieved. He had to go to Magic City when Lu Fengru was not around. Fong Wenxiang's face fell. His heart cultivation was not going well. He cursed in his heart. Both master and disciple were not good people. Whenever his grandfather mentioned Lu Fengru, he would curse. Old Master Fong felt very wronged. He did not say anything, but he was still hunted down for many years. Strictly speaking, though, he was still in the wrong. In old Master Fong's eyes, it was not a big deal. Everyone was used to it. Lu Fengru's daughter died in the catacombs. Lu Fengru was crazy. Old Master Fong just said that it was not a big deal for a daughter to die. Okay, now he had angered Lu Fengru. Actually, Old Master Fong did not think much of it. Last time, Tianmu had even scolded the Minister of Education, Zhang Tao. It was not a big deal for a son to die. Zhang Tao did not do anything. It could only be said that male martial artists and female martial artists were different. He could only admit defeat in this matter. Lu Fengru was at loggerheads with Wu Quishan because of her daughter. He was an outsider, so it was not surprising that he was hunted down. Now, Fong Ping was making things up out of nothing, insisting that he owed him pills. Fong Wenxiang also felt that he was wronged. Damn it, you took pills and didn't manage to slash someone. How could you blame it on me? Did I have to stand there and let you slash me? That was completely unreasonable. Fong Ping did not care. He put his hand on his shoulder and got into the car together. He laughed and said, Xiang, your progress is a little slow. You just entered middle stage rank 3. You seem to be a little slower than Zhao Lei and the others. Compared to Han Su, it seems that CCMU's education is only average. Think about it. How about transferring to MCMAU? Fong Wenxiang was silent. You have a grandmaster grandfather, but you're doing so badly. You can't even compare to Qin Yunxi. Don't you think there's a problem? CCMU's environment is not very good. It adopts an individual cultivation system. Look, why is Han Su improving faster than you? Is it because he's thrice honed? The truth is that's true. Because he did it 3 times and you did it twice, CCMAU gave up on you. But MCMAU is different. If you come to MCMAU, we won't give up on you. If you were in MCMAU, you might be upper stage rank 3 now. Besides, you and I have the same surname. 500 years ago, we were family. I'm the president of the Martial Arts Society now, but once I break through to Grandmaster before I graduate, I won't continue as president. I have high hopes for you. If you come to MCMAU, I'll let you take over. Fong Wenxiang opened his mouth. He really wanted to curse. Were you King kidding me? Don't look at me like that. I'm serious. I'm close to rank 5. In half a year at most, rank 6. When I enter rank 6, I'll seal the Sanjiao Gate and enter peak directly. Moreover, I'll be a peak rank 6 powerhouse with mentality-vitality fusion. In 3 to 5 months, I'll become a grandmaster. It's only been a year. At that time, I've just entered my junior year. You're already the president of the Martial Arts Society in your junior year. Are you still not satisfied? Honestly, there are so many people in CCMAU. I only have high hopes for you. Do you think I should look for Han Su? Ling Yi, why would I look for you? You're being oppressed in CCMAU. Don't you know? Besides, my instructor and your grandfather are not on good terms now. This isn't a good thing either. As the younger generation, I think we need to step in and bury the hatchet. Once you become the president of the Martial Arts Society, you'll be a part of MCMAU. The higher-ups, everyone will be a family. When that time comes, will my instructor still go against his own people? Xiang, think about it yourself. In CCMAU, Han Su will definitely take over Li Hansong's position. What about you? If you come to MCMAU, unless you're not confident and think that you can't beat Zhao Lei and the rest, otherwise, I'm a person with no sectarian bias. It won't be a problem for you to be the president. You're a man. Are you really willing to be under someone else for the rest of your life? Fong Wenxiang said gloomily, becoming a grandmaster? Are you kidding me? Why? You don't believe me? If I become a grandmaster before I graduate, I don't need much. How about giving me half of your Fong family's assets? Fong Wenxiang shut his mouth and said nothing. Think about it yourself. Be an insignificant nobody in CCMEU or come to MCMEU to wield great power. Think about it carefully. I'm still advising you now. When I win this championship, I won't advise you anymore. Come or not, there won't be a shortage of genius martial artists in the future. Fong Wenxiang fell into deep thought. Qin Fengqing and the others stared at the roof of the car. This idiot, did he really believe it? If you dare to switch to MCMAU, the people from CCMU will beat you to death. Do you believe it? Even if they don't beat you to death, once you come to MCMAU, you'll be living under Fong Ping's wings. Fong Ping will have the final say in everything. However, if he really tricked the geniuses from CCMU, that would be fun. MCMU would definitely accept them. Everyone did not have to think too much. If Fong Wenxiang really came, Fong Ping would definitely take the opportunity to spread the news. CCMU could only wait to suffer. If their own genius martial artist transferred to another school, it would be a serious problem. The car continued to move. In the car, the atmosphere was a little strange. The driver was also from CCMAU. At this moment, the driver's breathing stopped. Something big was going to happen. MCMU's scourge was no longer just provoking them. They were actually poaching. Unfortunately, their own genius seemed to be tempted. The driver wanted to say something, but he could feel countless sharp cheese behind him. He broke out in a cold sweat and dared not speak. Chapter 335. Fong Wenxiang was not that stupid. Transferring to MCMU was not a small matter. Even if what Fong Ping said actually moved him a little, Fong Wenxiang only thought about it. He did not dare to actually say that he wanted to go to MCMAU. However, Fong Ping was shaking his martial arts heart. This made Fong Wenxiang extremely cautious, and he did not say a word after that. The journey of tempering the heart continued. 20 minutes later, Capital City Martial Arts University. MCMEU. MCMEU. I am the only one in the world. MCMEU is number one. Who can compete with him? All martial arts in the world are in MCMEU. When Fong Ping and the others got out of the car, cheers and slogans could be heard everywhere. Outside CCMU's stadium, the people from the other schools were dumbfounded. Where are we going to compete? Where were the people from CCMAU? Are you sure you're not in the wrong place? Whose home field was it? In the gym? The MC was no longer the one who hosted the Rank 1 competition last time. Instead, it was 2 Rank 6 powerhouses, 1 male and 1 female. At this moment, when he heard the cheers outside, the middle-aged commentator was a little confused. Then, he laughed loudly and said, "The cheers are already coming from outside the door. Magic City Martial Arts University, the champions of the last championship, are cheering very loudly." The female commentator also laughed and said, "It's very high." The host, CCMU's home advantage, doesn't seem to have much effect. A large number of spectators had gathered in the arena, and most of them were martial artists. The layout of CCMU's gymnasium was very similar to MCMAU's. In other words, it was MCMAU and CCMAU that were very similar. This was because CCMAU was the first martial arts university. The martial arts universities that were established later had similar layouts to CCMAU. Currently on the second floor, a Grandmaster powerhouse from CCMAU said mildly, "Does MCMU only know how to use these little tricks now?" Huang Jing smiled and said, "Why do you say that? It's a fact that MCMAU is popular. It's only natural that we're welcomed by the public. In CCMAU's home ground, we're considered to have restrained ourselves. If we were in MCMAU, our students would be very united. As for CCMAU, the students did not seem to be too enthusiastic. A martial arts university that did not even have the basic cohesion was the biggest failure in education. MCMAU students are all proud of MCMAU, but in CCMAU, I don't see such signs." After a few words from Huang Jing, the faces of the CCMAU instructors turned pale. The students of CCMAU were indeed not very enthusiastic. Or rather, no one organized it. On the Martial Arts Society's side, they only cared about organizing powerhouses to participate in the battle. They did not think too much about mobilizing the enthusiasm of ordinary students. They were all martial artists, so CCMAU did not think too much about things like cheering and cheering. Who knew that this would allow MCMAU to take advantage of a loophole? The cheers outside the door rose and fell. Those who did not know better would have thought that they had entered the MCMAU competition. The few CCMAU instructors, including the 2 grandmasters, were at a loss for words. In terms of organizational strength, CCMAU was a notch weaker. As the #1 martial arts university in the country, CCMU also felt that there was no need to organize it. It was somewhat embarrassing, but obviously, their thoughts did not represent the public's. At this moment, the attention of the audience was attracted. Below the stage, the sounds of people discussing MCMAU in low voices rose and fell. The two grandmasters from CCMU looked at each other, feeling somewhat helpless. They could only say that MCMAU's commercialization and utilitarianism were too important. They could only comfort themselves in this way. The Martial Arts University Championship was such a serious event. Why was it so noisy? Outside the arena, a saber was strapped to Fong Ping's waist. He held the saber hilt with one hand and nodded slightly at the people around him, eliciting a wave of screams. Zhang Yu was slightly curious. He said in a low voice, "It seems like a lot of people are not from MCMAU. Do we have so many supporters in Capital City too?" Qin Fengqin yawned, too lazy to reply. CLA did not say a word, as if he did not hear anything. Fong Ping glanced at him and said lightly, 500,000. What? Fong Ping ignored him. What did he know? Most of the tickets for these supporters were paid for by MCMAU. The only request was that when the people from MCMAU arrived, they had to shout slogans. In reality, these people were also considered MCMAU people. Many of them were the parents of MCMAU students. Therefore, these people were quite attentive when shouting. After all, there was no parent who did not want their children's school to be more famous. Other than those outside, there were also those inside. Did CCMU think that CCMU was their home ground? What a joke. In this day and age, spending some money was more reliable than doing things on your home ground. Come, let's go in. Fong Ping said no more and led the crowd toward the side door. They did not enter the home ground directly. They had to go backstage first and wait for the front desk to arrange the opening ceremony. CCMU Gymnasium backstage. Compared to MCMU's backstage, this side was more rugged. The backstage was a hole, unlike MCMAU, which was divided into several parts. At this moment, many people from martial arts universities had arrived backstage. The cheers outside the arena were heard by everyone. Wang Jinyang and the other powerhouses did not say anything, but some of the members of the reserves team could not help but say sourly, MCMU's reputation has been so big recently that it's scary. A martial arts university does not focus on martial arts, but on these things instead. Sooner or later, it'll go downhill. Humph. A heavy snort, like thunder, shook some of the rank 3 martial artists backstage until their ears were ringing and their vision blurred. Outside the door, Fong Ping stepped in, his aura high. He said coldly, "Whether MCMAU is going downhill or not, it's not up to you to question. Even CCMAU doesn't dare to say that MCMAU is inferior to them. You got guts. Pray that you don't meet us. Shishan Martial Arts University, right? If you meet us, admit defeat. Otherwise, don't blame MCMAU for being ruthless." You. The person who was given special attention just now was bleeding from his ears. Although he was not seriously injured, he felt extremely humiliated. The president of XMAU's Martial Arts Society, a young man who looked more delicate, could not help but frown at this moment. Fong Ping, it was just a discussion. Attacking them before the match. So what? Fong Ping stared at him and glanced at him. He said lightly, "The weak have no human rights. If you're weak, you should keep your mouth shut. Don't you understand this principle? If you want to provoke powerhouses, you need to have the ability to do so. Does XMAU have that?" Fong Ping, don't go too far. So what if I go too far? Face reality. I'm teaching you the way to survive. You, Fong Ping. Li Hansong from the host team opened his mouth. Li Hansong was very tall, at least 1.9 meters. Fong Ping was not too tall, about 1.75 meters. Li Hansong looked much more burly than Fong Ping. His aura was also extremely majestic. However, at this moment, Fong Ping's aura was no weaker than his opponent's. Upon hearing that, he curled his lips and said, "What? You want to mediate? Does CCMAU not agree with what I said? Weaklings are provoking CCMAU, and you, Li Hansong, are going to pretend to be a tortoise and not hear anything?" Qin Fengqin followed up with a chuckle and said, "Iron heads are thick-skinned. Who knows, they might even shrink their necks and bear with it." Qin Fengqin, don't be too arrogant. CCMU is not Shishan Martial Arts University. Before Li Hansong could open his mouth, the other people from CCMU flew into a rage. Qin Fengqing was too domineering. Qin Fengqing's face was full of disdain. He said eagerly, "I'm not interested in the other martial arts universities or military schools. I've been wanting to chop CCMU's little bastards for a long time. If you have the guts, go out and fight me now. I can win and I can lose. If I lose, I can kowtow and admit my mistake. We've won. CCMU brats, don't pretend to be cold and aloof in front of me. I've hated you guys for a long time." Ever since the rise of MCMAU, the two elite schools had always been hostile towards each other. Whenever they met, they did not have anything good to say. The people of CCMAU were arrogant and looked down on the nouveau riche MCMAU. The people of MCMU looked down on CCMAU too. They felt that CCMAU had nothing good about it other than being established for a long time. In addition, MCMU was mainly made up of people from the south, while CCMU was made up of people from the north. Due to the geographical difference, the two martial arts universities often quarreled when they met. At this moment, Shishan Martial Arts University was cast aside. Actually, both schools looked down on these normal martial arts universities. Even NMAU, other than Wang Jinyang, who made everyone slightly wary, did not pay much attention to them. The same went for First Military School. CCMU's main force was 3 peak rank 4s and 2 upper stage rank 4s. MCMU had 2 peak rank 4s, 2 upper stage, and 1 middle stage. First Military School had only Yao Qingjun, 1 peak rank 4s, 2 upper stage, and 2 middle stage. In terms of ranks alone, CCMU was first and MCMAU second. Other schools could not compare to them. Looking at the reserves team, CCMAU's reserves team had the strength of middle stage rank 4s. MCMAU was slightly worse. 4 middle stage and 1 early stage were also very strong. First Military School's reserves team had 3 rank 4s and 2 peak rank 3s. This was considered very strong. Other normal martial arts universities had almost all their reserves team members below upper stage rank 3. With this kind of strength, even their main force could not compare to their reserves team. Qin Fengqing made a harsh remark. Li Hansong glanced at Fang Ping and said softly, "Fang Ping, the competition hasn't started yet. Why are you in such a hurry?" Fang Ping chuckled. "There's no hurry. I'm not in a hurry at all. I'm just afraid that you won't make it to the finals. Whether you fight CCMAU or First Military School this year, or even Nanjiang Martial Arts University, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm not in a hurry. I didn't take the initiative to pick a fight either. But if you humiliate MCMAU, that's asking for a beating. If you can't do it yourself, don't be jealous of others. When MCMU fell behind CCMAU, I was never jealous. I only thought about surpassing them. As a rank 3 or 4 martial artist, if you can't even see through this, how can you still practice martial arts? Go home and enjoy your retirement." The group of people was flushed from his words. The few from Shishan Martial Arts University looked angry, but they did not say anything. In the martial arts world, the strong were respected. They were not as good as MCMAU. They were caught talking behind their backs. Anything they said now would only be a disgrace. At this moment, Wang Jinyang, who was at the side, laughed. "Fang Ping, that's enough. Do you really want to fight before the competition?" Fang Ping laughed. "I have to give face to Brother Wang. I'll let it go this time. If there's a next time, don't blame me for being rude." Backstage, it was silent in an instant. It was only now that some of the instructors entered one after another. On MCMU's side, Tang Feng walked in too. He glanced at Fang Ping, but did not say much. The instructor from Shishan Martial Arts University was also a rank 6 powerhouse. At this moment, his expression was slightly gloomy. However, he glanced at Tang Feng and did not say anything. If one's ability was not as good as others, then there was no need to fight. His students were not as good as Fang Ping and the others. His own ability was not as good as Tang Feng's. Fang Ping's heavy grunt had shaken his team members until their ears bled. They were all participating students, but it made them feel even more embarrassed. On CCMU's side, the one who entered the door was Fu Chanding's grandfather. The old man did not look at the few from CCMAU. Instead, he looked at Fong Ping and chuckled. Fong Ping, the competition hasn't started yet. I'll let it go for the first time. If there's a next time, then don't blame us for disqualifying you. Hurting people before the competition was absolutely not allowed. Fong Ping laughed. Instructor Fu, don't worry. I was just being impulsive just now. I apologize to everyone here. It's just that MCMU's reputation was earned by countless older MCMU martial artists who shed blood and shed blood. It's fine to insult us, but it's not okay to insult MCMU. The instructor from Shishan Martial Arts University was slightly displeased. Fong Ping, don't make a big deal out of it. Zhang Wei was just making a comment. He had no intention of insulting MCMU. This matter could be big or small. If Fong Ping did not let it go and caused MCMAU to be dissatisfied, Shishan Martial Arts University would have a headache in the future. The words going downhill have been elevated by Fong Ping to the level of insulting MCMAU's ancestors. Shishan's instructor was also mentally exhausted. Qin Fengqing and the others also raised their heads and stared at the ceiling. Fong Ping's words had to be understood in reverse. If you said that MCMU was bad, he might not do anything to you. If you really insulted him, he could beat you to death. If you did not believe me, you could try. At this moment, Tang Feng finally opened his mouth and said softly, "All right, this matter ends here. Fong Ping, don't cause trouble. If you have anything to say, let's see it in the arena." Fong Ping stared at the people from Shishan Martial Arts University maliciously. He smiled and said, "Understood. I will let people know that MCMU's reputation is not just for show." The other martial arts universities had some sympathy. Shishan Martial Arts University had better not draw the same lot as MCMAU. Otherwise, they might not have it easy this time. MCMU's Fong Ping looked like he was not very broad-minded. The few people from Shishan Martial Arts University also had ugly expressions. They said they would not admit defeat, but in their hearts, they were cursing. If they drew MCMAU, they might be in trouble this time. On NMAU's side, Lan Wufeng and the others were also silent. Before this, they were still thinking of encountering MCMAU. However, MCMAU was so strong, provoking CCMAU and FMS with an attitude that showed no respect for anyone. Shishan Martial Arts University was frightened with just a few words. If they really met MCMAU, they might not be able to get away with it. The backstage fell into silence. At the front desk, at this moment, CCMU's vice-chancellor, a top-notch peak rank 8 powerhouse, personally came down from the stage and began the opening speech. He did not elaborate too much. After a few simple sentences, CCMU's vice-chancellor did not leave. Instead, he turned around and went up to the second floor, waiting for the following lot-drawing ceremony. After CCMU's vice-chancellor finished his speech, the male commentator acted as the host and said loudly, "Next, let's welcome the 20 teams that qualified to enter the top 10 elite schools battle. First, let's welcome the participating team from CCMU onto the stage." CCMU has 5 members in the main team and 5 in the reserve team. Captain Li Hansong, CCMU's senior student, Martial Arts Society president, peak rank for ability, 7th in the rank for ranking. Main team member Qin Zhe, senior student, peak rank for ability, 94th in the rank for ranking. Main team member Li Yin, senior student, peak rank for ability. Reserve team member Ling Yi, junior student, middle stage rank for ability. When the strength of CCMU's team was revealed, the audience gasped. Too strong. The main team was all upper stage rank 4 and above. The reserve team was all middle stage rank 4. The 13 universities from CCMAU had not fought before. Everyone only knew of CCMAU's Li Hansong and did not know much about the others. Of course, everyone remembered the name Ling Yi. She was defeated by MCMAU's Fong Ping not long ago. However, she was only a reserve team member, so everyone did not pay much attention to her. Moreover, in the rank for top 100 ranking, CCMU's team had 2 people, which showed how strong they were. Last month, while Li Hansong and the others were challenging each other, some martial arts university powerhouses had also started fighting for rankings. It was then that Shinzei entered the top 100 ranking. Following the commentator's words, the 10 people from CCMU stepped onto the stage from backstage. Below the stage, there was a round of applause. The people from CCMAU went on stage. The second one was MCMAU. The second team is the champion team of the last championship, Magic City Martial Arts University. Magic City Martial Arts University. The team leader is Fong Ping from the first championship. I think many of you are familiar with Fong Ping. Fong Ping, sophomore student of Magic City Martial Arts University, Martial Arts Society president, peak rank for ability, no ranking yet. Although he did not enter the ranking, student Fong Ping entered rank 4 as an invincible rank 3. I think the other party is hiding his strength. His ability is definitely not weak. This championship is really a gathering of geniuses. Student Fong Ping's martial arts progress is too fast. In July, he was still challenging rank 3 martial artists, and now he has entered peak rank 4. Unbelievable. Main team member, Chunwen Long, senior student, peak rank 4, 68th place in the rank 4 ranking. Main team member, Zhang Yu, senior student, upper stage rank 4, like CCMAU. MCMAU's main team and reserve team members are all rank for martial artists. It's an extremely luxurious lineup. The 2 elite schools live up to their reputation. After the male commentator finished, the female commentator also said in shock, "It's extremely luxurious indeed." For such a lineup to appear in the ranks of the current students is actually unbelievable. The path of martial arts gets harder the higher you go. Many martial artists have wasted their whole lives, and middle ranks are as difficult as reaching the sky. However, the 2 elite schools have sent a middle-rank team of 10 people. The oldest is 23 years old, and the youngest, like Fong Ping, is only 19 years old. I can guarantee that in the future, among these people, there will be many grandmaster powerhouses. The 2 rank 6 commentators gave an extremely high evaluation. The probability of these people becoming grandmasters was extremely high, and it was not as simple as 1 or 2 people. At this moment, Fong Ping had already brought his people onto the stage. As soon as he went on stage, the audience cheered. MCMU is invincible. MCMU is number 1. Compared to when the host team went on stage earlier, the atmosphere was even more enthusiastic. Some of the CCMAU instructors on the second floor did not say anything at all. In such a situation, they would not believe that MCMU did not secretly tamper with it. Huang Jing was leisurely and contented. No matter how Fong Ping did it, the momentum had already risen. Look, fighting in an away game was even more impressive than the home game. Piss off these bastards from CCMAU to death. The next team's lineup could also be considered luxurious. FMS, 8 rank for powerhouses. NMS, 6 rank for powerhouses. YMS's main team was all rank 4s. The 8-school alliance's main team was also all rank 4s, but most of them were early-stage rank 4. Normal martial arts universities were much shabbier. Nanjiang Martial Arts University had 2 rank for martial artists, Beijing Martial Arts University 3, Xishan Martial Arts University 3, Donglin Martial Arts University 3, Magic City Women's University 3, Tiannan, and Chengzhou Martial Arts University 2 each. In a team of 200 people, 97 rank for martial artists. Close to half of the middle-rank martial artists made some casual martial artists dumbfounded. Was this a martial arts university? In the outside world, middle-rank powerhouses were all local tyrants, local commanders, military department generals, business tycoons. Yet here, a group of students had come, yet there were so many middle-rank powerhouses. Many low-ranked martial artists felt ashamed of their inferiority. Compared to these people on stage, they had lived for decades in vain. Chapter 336. After introducing the teams, the commentator said loudly, "All team leaders, come forward and draw lots." At this moment, a deputy minister from the Ministry of Education and a general from the military came down from the second floor to host the lot drawing ceremony. Both of them were rank 8 golden body powerhouses. Fong Ping had just taken a step when Qin Fengqin yawned and said helplessly, "Your acting is pretty good. Are these two grandmasters here to help you cheat?" In order to prevent the strong from colliding, cheating was a must. Zhang Yu wished he could kick him to death. "Can you shut the F***CK up?" In front of him, the two golden body powerhouses looked straight ahead, as if they hadn't heard anything. However, he remembered a certain person's face from the corner of his eye. Very good. MCMU students were really awesome, saying such small things in front of a grandmaster. Did they think they were deaf? They were not the only ones. Even Fong Ping had heard everything clearly. He could only blame his good hearing. Almost all of the 20 captains were the presidents of their respective martial arts universities' martial arts societies. Fong Ping was a newcomer, so he did not know many people. However, most of the others were familiar with each other. Everyone looked at each other. Some were nervous, but didn't show it on their faces. Some were calm and composed, completely unconcerned. Standing beside Fong Ping was SCMAU's Chen Haoran. At this moment, Chen Haoran was still a little nervous. He kept staring at MCMAU and the other universities, hoping that they would not meet them in the first round. Apart from the 7 normal martial arts universities, there were 13 universities that had not participated in the competition. Some of them would definitely clash. Fong Ping did not mind. He looked at Wang Jinyang and smiled. "Brother Wang, let's not bump into each other. Otherwise, it won't be good." Wang Jinyang smiled faintly and said, "If we really meet, there is nothing we can do about it. However, there is still a chance." In the first round, 10 families advanced, and 10 were eliminated. However, the 10 eliminated families would still participate in the loser's bracket. The winner of the loser's bracket could challenge one of the top 10 families. They only had one chance. If they won, they would replace the top 10 families. The losers would not be able to enter the top 10 families. However, the loser's bracket would have to fight many matches. It was unknown whether they would have the strength to challenge again after they were done. Everyone stopped talking. Fong Ping took a few glances at XMAU's president, then stretched out his hand to draw a lot. When he unfolded the note in his hand, Fong Ping suddenly laughed. "Enemies always meet. I can't believe we've met." Everyone's faces darkened. "Are you kidding us? Drawing lots?" "Drawing numbers from 1 to 10. How could you know who you're up against before the others even take out their numbers?" Unlike Fong Ping's pretense, Li Hansong opened the note and said, "Number 6. In the crowd, Donglin Martial Arts University's Martial Arts Society president's expression changed, and he said in a low voice, "Number 6. Capital City Martial Arts University versus Donglin Martial Arts University." Yao Qingjun glanced at it and smiled faintly. "Number 4. I'm also number 4. The president of Hua Nation Normal University shook his head slightly. The First Military Academy versus East Hua Nation Normal University. 9 States Military School versus Tian'an Martial Arts University. Yunmeng Military School versus Zhongzhou Martial Arts University. Sust versus Nanjiang Martial Arts University. South Capital Martial Arts University versus Magic City Women's University. SNMU versus Beijing Martial Arts University. Changjiang Martial Arts University versus Taishan Martial Arts University. As the battle list was announced one by one, Fong Ping shook the piece of paper in his hand and grinned. TSK, Shishan Martial Arts University. Sorry, I got carried away. I didn't plan to fight Shishan Martial Arts University. Shishan Martial Arts University's president's face was dark. There were still 2 groups that had not been reported. He and Fong Ping were among the 4 teams. The Golden Body Powerhouse from the military department continued to shout, "Capital City School of Mining and Mining versus Southeast Martial Arts University." Fong Ping sighed softly. "Ah, what a pity." At this moment, the faces of Shishan Martial Arts University's people collectively darkened. Damn it, he cheated. Serious cheating. How could it be such a coincidence that they were up against Magic City Martial Arts University in the first round? Zhang Wei, who had just been shaken by Fong Ping to the point that his ears were bleeding, now looked like they were dripping blood. Of all the people he could have hit, he chose to hit MCMAU. Just this group of MCMU students from the Underworld Society. He would have beaten them to a pulp. Shishan Martial Arts University had 3 rank 4 students. The president was a middle stage rank 4, and the other 2 were early stage rank 4. There was no way to fight. It was not just Shishan Martial Arts University, Donglin Martial Arts University, and Tian'an Martial Arts University. Although they had already expected it, they still couldn't help but curse in their hearts when the lots were drawn like this. This was cheating. Did he think everyone was a fool? He didn't meet any strong schools. Even Nanjiang Martial Arts University only fought South Sino University of Science and Technology, which was not very strong. The 2 Golden Body powerhouses ignored them. The military department powerhouse finished announcing the last pair of battles, MCMU versus Shishan Martial Arts University. After the announcement, the military department powerhouse said again, according to the order of the lots, tomorrow morning, 9 States Martial Arts University versus Tian'an Martial Arts University. In the afternoon, Magic City Martial Arts University versus Shishan Martial Arts University. The order will be arranged according to the number of the lots drawn. The first round of battles will last for 5 days, 2 matches a day. Fong Ping had drawn number 2, so he would fight tomorrow. CCMU the day after tomorrow. First Military School the day after tomorrow. After the announcement of the battle targets and order, the 2 Golden Body powerhouses midair returned to the second floor. On the second floor, many of the grandmasters had ugly expressions on their faces. This time, everyone was paying extra attention. Almost all the schools had grandmaster powerhouses present. However, when the lots were drawn, many grandmasters complained incessantly. Tian'an Martial Arts University's vice-chancellor smiled bitterly. Tian'an has been hit hard several times, and the school's morale is low. Originally, after entering the top 10 elite schools competition, morale was just raised. But the first battle is Tian'an versus 9 States. 9 States Military School's vice-chancellor said helplessly, "There's no other way." This was drawn. "Old Nyo, take it easy." Tian'an's vice-chancellor glanced at him. "Take it easy? Drawn by drawing lots?" This was more like cheating. Why didn't 9 States Military School go fight CCMAU and MCMAU? Too lazy to pay attention to him. Tian'an's vice-chancellor kept his mouth shut. Next to him, First Military School's vice-chancellor said coldly, "General Zhang, there are only 3 military schools, and 9 states rank second. Don't let your guard down. If you lose the first battle, the military schools will lose face." "General Zhu, you don't have to worry about that." These people spoke, but Huang Jing did not speak. There was nothing much to say. If they could not even win Shishan, then MCMEU should just go home and not embarrass themselves. He did not speak, but the CCMEU powerhouse beside him laughed and said, "In the first round, the real highlights are Nanjiang versus Sino Nation University, CCMU versus Southeast, and Changjiang versus Taishan. In the first round, NMEU had 2 rank 4s against 5 rank 4s, but Wang Jinyang was a variable. In the second round, all 4 of them were members of the 8 School Alliance. They were all rank for main forces and were evenly matched. As for the others, the gap was quite wide. Even if FMS was fighting East Sino Nation Normal University, it was still a battle between rank 4s. However, Yao Qinjun was ranked 3rd in rank 4 and was even rumored to be stronger than the CCMU powerhouse who was ranked 1st. He should have no problem defeating YesNNU. South Sino University of Science and Technology's Grandmaster smiled and said, "Where there's a will, there's a will." The strength of an individual doesn't mean anything. NMU only had 2 rank 4s. As long as they could drag down Wang Jinyang, then YesNNU would have a chance to win. NMU's old vice-chancellor smiled and did not reply. YesNNU was so optimistic, then let them have a taste of it. If Wang Jinyang was so easily defeated, then he would not be Wang Jinyang. On the stage, Fong Ping returned to the team and said with a smile, "I'll be the starter tomorrow." Qin Fengqing said with some envy, "I'll be the starter." Fighting Shishan. How cool would it be to defeat 5 of them in one go? Fong Ping glanced at him and rejected. "Your recovery speed might not be able to keep up. Fight with momentum in the first round and stop talking nonsense." Qin Fengqing was not weak. Fighting Shishan was not difficult for him to defeat 2 or 3 of them, and defeating 5 of them in one go was not impossible. But it was not too safe. Fong Ping did not want to do that. If he wanted to fight, he wanted to be straightforward. Qin Fengqing sighed. Sure enough, Qin Fengqing, would not be in the limelight. Chen Wenlong did not mind Fong Ping being the starter. He nodded slightly. Wait until they entered the top 10. There would be many opponents after that. The top 10 rankings this time had many battles. After entering the top 10, it was not an elimination system. The opening ceremony was very simple. After the lot drawing, the people from the Education Ministry were still busy with the closing speech. Fong Ping and the others were free. Everyone got off the stage and went backstage. Fong Ping did not mention Shishan Martial Arts University anymore. Instead, he looked at SCMU's Chen Haoren and said, "We were lucky not to meet them. I hope we don't meet them next time." Chen Haoren was a little lost. Was SCMU very strong? Even MCMAU was a little afraid to meet them. Qin Fengqing also looked like he had been relieved of a heavy burden. He was afraid of meeting SCMAU in trouble. The old man from SCMAU did not seem to have a big heart. He had only said a few harsh words, but he actually went to look for him yesterday. He was almost scared to death. If he beat up SCMAU, would the old man take revenge on him? Fong Ping and the others did not continue to participate in the opening ceremony. They left the gym from the side door. Fong Ping did not move with the team. He found a beverage shop in CCMAU and sat down. Not long after, a group of people came in. When Wu Zhihao saw Fong Ping, he said with a mixture of sadness and joy, "I want to meet up with you now, but I'm also afraid to. You're not giving us any chances at all." Yang Jin, the brawny guy, was getting stronger. When he heard that, he smiled and said, "Me too. Luckily, you didn't meet our school. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do." Lu Ruachi said coldly, "Even if we met, it has nothing to do with us. We just entered rank 1 not long ago. There's nothing we can do." These people had all become martial artists now. They were not beginners either. All 3 of them had entered middle stage rank 1. In reality, their progress was not bad. After their sophomore year, they might enter rank 2 in their junior year. There was still hope for them to achieve rank 3 before graduation. Of course, it was just hope. Rank 3 students were elites in normal martial arts universities. Graduating rank 2 was not considered a burden. However, comparisons were odious. Their former classmate was now a peak rank 4. They had just entered rank 1 not long ago. There was no need to mention how they felt. Fong Ping heard that and laughed. "Come on. With me as your classmate, you'll feel better when you go out and brag. Why are you so reluctant? If it were me, I would have taken the opportunity to make a fortune. I would have gone to your martial arts society and said that I'm Fong Ping's classmate. Give me some pills, or I'll ask Fong Ping to come and chop you up. Do you think you can get some pills?" Wu Zhihao smiled bitterly. "I'm afraid I'll be beaten to death before I get the pills." Yang Jin chuckled. "Zhihao wouldn't dare. Don't forget, Brother Wang is the president. Are you going to chop him up?" "That's hard to say." Fong Ping gestured for them to sit down. He was all smiles. "Let's wait and see this time. MCMAU will definitely enter the finals. If we really meet, then I'll spar with Brother Wang." As they chatted, they ordered a few drinks. Fong Ping did not talk about the championship anymore. Instead, he looked at Wu Zhihao and said, "My branch company has opened. How's business recently?" "It's not bad. I didn't ask for the details, but with your reputation, Nanjiang gives you face. I went back to Auspicious Sun a few days ago and saw your delivery man in Auspicious Sunday. That's not bad." Fong Ping had not asked about the company for a while. He sipped his drink and looked at the 3 of them. The current situation in Nanjiang and Tiannan is not too good. I wonder if you guys have noticed it? Nanjiang's catacombs were about to open. Tiannan's catacombs had been sealed for more than a year and was about to open soon. Opening it again was not a small matter. On top of that, Tiannan Martial Arts University's ex-vice-chancellor had become an evil sect martial artist. Tiannan Martial Arts University had some problems too. The current situation was not too good. Speaking of this, Wu Zhihao frowned slightly. "I felt it. Recently, Brother Wang seems to be quite anxious. The martial arts society's reforms are putting pressure on us. The university's ranked 2 and above martial artists went for a meeting before. In the end, all of them came back looking gloomy. They're even crazier when it comes to cultivation. The instructors are also running out all day. Even teaching is being affected now. Yang Jian continued, it's the same for Tianan. A few days ago, in mid-October, the university was suddenly locked down. The vice-chancellor personally came out. I heard that he killed a few criminals who broke into the university. A storm is brewing. Fang Ping sighed softly. He pondered for a moment and said, the few of you, be careful for now, especially Jihao. Nanjiang has some movements recently. It has nothing to do with you guys now, but it will happen sooner or later. In terms of cultivation, you weren't rank 3 before, so you didn't have to worry about these things. But now, the stronger you are, the safer you are. Rank 2 martial artists have already entered this circle. It will happen to you guys sooner or later. The Martial Arts University Championship will be held consecutively. Every university is putting in a lot of effort to fight for a higher ranking. It's actually related to these changes. Wu Zhihao whispered, Fang Ping, what's going on? Fang Ping shook his head. Knowing too much might not be a good thing. Of course, since you've entered the martial arts circle, there's no harm in knowing a little. In short, we're facing a strong threat from a very strong force. Nanjiang is their next target. In the near future, you should take it easy. Don't run around. It's still safe in martial arts universities. River City is the provincial capital. There are many powerhouses. Also, if you're lacking in cultivation resources, I'm a very realistic person. It's impossible for me to give you guys, but I can lend you some. You could borrow pills and weapons from me. I've entered peak rank for now. I don't lack these things. I'll just return them later. Wu Zhihao could not help but laugh. You're rich now. I'm afraid 3 to 5 million is nothing to you. Fang Ping said indifferently. That's true. Although I'm not considered rich, the saber I use is worth a few hundred million. I also have a 50 to 60 million saber in my office as a decoration. The three of them fell silent instantly. They were old classmates. Was it really okay to be so heart-wrenching? Initially, when Fang Ping said he would lend them, they did not take it seriously. It was not that Fang Ping did not want to lend them, but martial artists all lack money. Everyone needed resources to cultivate. Fang Ping was a peak rank 4. His consumption would only be greater. However, they did not expect that Fang Ping was not just rich. Did he rob MCMU? How much did he embezzle as the president of MCMU Martial Arts Society? So, you have a lot of money on hand? It's not bad. I still have a few hundred million. Wu Zhihao was exhausted. After a while, he said, Fang Ping, we're old friends. Don't say these things to us next time. We're only rank 1. We can't take it. Say it to someone else. Fang Ping sighed. I've said what I need to say. I'm just afraid that you guys don't know. They smiled bitterly. Fang Ping laughed too. He said, I won't lend you the pills. Otherwise, you won't be able to explain the source. I'll lend each of you 10 million. I don't want much interest. 10% a year. Don't worry. When you reach rank 3 or 4, it'll be easy to earn back. It's a pity that your school isn't willing to work with MCMAU. Otherwise, if all 3 schools are connected, you'll find it easier to earn money. However, this is also the direction I'm working towards. I believe that very soon, martial arts universities will be led by MCMAU and undergo a reshuffle. Fang Ping chatted with them for a while. MCMAU still had arrangements to make, so it was not convenient for him to stay for long. Soon, Fang Ping asked for their bank accounts and left. Once he left, Wu Zhihao sighed and shook his head. This guy, forget it. Let's all cultivate well. The gap is so big that we don't even have the confidence to speak. Lu Ruoqi, who had been silent all this while, suddenly said, it's not just him. His sister, Fang Yuan, completed her once honing a few days ago. She was the one who taught Fang Yuan the methods of honing. Fang Yuan and Lu Ruoqi were also in contact. Fang Yuan had told Lu Ruoqi about the bone honing in her excitement. Lu Ruoqi almost died from the blow. Wu Zhihao and Yang Jian fell silent immediately. Comparing oneself to others would really drive one to the grave. If they did not improve, Fang Yuan would catch up to them. They would really be embarrassed. As for the 10 million Fang Ping had lent each of them, saying that he was collecting interest, everyone knew what Fang Ping was thinking. To them, 10 million was an astronomical figure. However, no matter how thin-skinned they were, no matter how embarrassed they were, they did not reject him. Chapter 337, 2nd of December, 8 a.m. The second National Martial Arts University Championship began. CCMU Gym. The first battle, 9 States Military School against Tiananmen Martial Arts University. On the stage, the commentator was still introducing the lineups of both sides. Below the stage, Lu Dali aimed his camera at Fang Ping and said flatteringly, "President Fang, can you help the audience analyze the details of the match between 9 States Military School and Tiananmen Martial Arts University?" Fang Ping got a chair out of nowhere and sat alone in the corner of the second floor. Hearing Lu Dali's question, Fang Ping said carefully, 9 States Military School has 1 upper stage rank 4, 2 middle stage, and 2 early stage. Tiananmen Martial Arts University has 1 middle stage rank 4, 1 early stage, and 3 peak rank 3. In terms of strength, 9 States Military School is much stronger. In my opinion, Tiananmen Martial Arts University will definitely lose if there are no surprises. What we need to care about now is how many rounds both sides can fight. I'll talk about Tiananmen Martial Arts University first. Tiananmen Martial Arts University won't do that. The first fighter will definitely be one of the 2 rank 4s. If President Xian Jie is the first fighter, and 9 States Military School's president is holding the line, at least 3 people will be defeated. Lu Dali asked doubtfully. 9 States Military School also has 2 middle stage rank 4s. Is Xian Jie that strong? 9 States Military School's martial artists don't lack opportunities to hone themselves. They kill decisively and kill a lot. If it was Tiananmen Martial Arts University in the past, 9 States Military School's powerhouses of the same rank would definitely win. However, times are different now. Tiananmen Martial Arts University has gone through several major changes. Xian Jie has taken over as the president of the Martial Arts Society. I've seen the video of him fighting with Northwest Martial Arts University's powerhouses. Xian Jie's attacks are steady, accurate, and ruthless. High-rank combat techniques are honed from killing, coupled with the momentum of cutting off all means of retreat. Fighting the strong with the weak, very few martial artists of the same rank are his match. As for 9 States Martial Arts University, they're not first military school. Their people didn't fight, but looking at their momentum, they're not as good as first military school. Even if Xian Jie meets the upper stage Shen Hongwei, he can still fight. Lu Dali said, "Does Tiananmen Martial Arts University have any hope of defeating 9 States Military School?" Fang Ping chuckled. "How should I put this? I can't say that there's no hope at all. Actually, there's still a tiny bit of hope. For example, the 9 States Military Academy arranged for Shen Hongwei to be the 3rd to fight. Tiananmen Martial Arts University's Xian Jie will be the starter. If he defeats the first 2 and drags Shen Hongwei down with him, then Tiananmen Martial Arts University will have hope." Lu Dali cooperated and said the 9 States Military Academy should have calculated this probability as well. Then the probability of Shen Hongwei being in 3rd place is not high. That's right. If I were the 9 States Military Academy, in such a situation, I would have sent out a strong one as the starter, leaving a middle-level one to hold the line. With that, the audience announced the order of appearance for both sides. Shen Hongwei of the 9 States Military School was the starter. Tiananmen Martial Arts University, Xian Jie was the starter. Seeing this, Fang Ping shook his head and said, Tiananmen Martial Arts University didn't make the right bet. Once Xian Jie is defeated, Tiananmen Martial Arts University will have no more chances. Lu Dali suddenly said, then between Xian Jie and Shen Hongwei, who do you think will win? Let's see how he performs on the spot. If Shen Hongwei isn't careless, he should be able to win. However, even if he wins, he won't be able to fight anymore. If President Fong were to encounter these two, Fong Ping said calmly, let's put it this way. The rank for martial artists participating in the competition are actually divided into a few levels. There are only a few people in Yao Qingjun's group. There aren't many people in Chen Wenlong's group who are in the top 100 ranking. Then there are the normal peak rank 4. Of course, this normal is relative. In the outside world, there are also prodigy powerhouses. Then there are the upper stage rank 4 and the strong middle stage rank 4. After that, it's the normal middle stage rank for martial artists. Generally speaking, rank 4 can be divided into 5 levels. These two are in the 4th level. They aren't too strong. They are still very far from Yao Qingjun and the others. Lu Dali was speechless. This is not the question I asked. What do you want me to ask? Do you think Lu Dali, will cooperate with you? However, seeing Fong Ping's meaningful gaze, Lu Dali still asked with a smile. Then according to President Fong's classification, President Fong is in the 3rd level. The 3rd level? Fong Ping chuckled. If there are invincible existences in rank 4, then I should be able to stand alone in the 1st level. Lu Dali was mentally exhausted, but his expression did not change. He continued smiling. President Fong, do you think that Yao Qingjun and the others are not your opponents? If they don't break through to rank 5, the chances are not high. President Fong is very confident. Powerhouses are all very confident. In general, these two people below are probably not weaker than the average peak rank for martial artists in the outside world. I'm referring to those who have not cultivated combat techniques deeply, but against me. Fong Ping shook his head slightly. We'll talk if they can withstand one move. President Fong's competition is in the afternoon. If President Fong says this now, I'm afraid you will make a lot of enemies for yourself. Powerhouses are built by fighting. A martial artist without enemies is not a powerhouse. Powerhouses don't care how many enemies they make. Both of them asked and answered. The grandmasters on the other side of the 2nd floor were all listening to them. They were tired. MCMU's Fong Ping was really not an ordinary person. This kid, did he practice shamelessness? At the same time, on the internet, many people were watching the live broadcast. This time, the live broadcast website they were watching was a newly launched video website, Distance Video Network. On the screen, it was Fong Ping. After listening to Fong Ping's analysis, many people cursed in their hearts. This guy was very savage. The two rank 6 powerhouses on the stage had not come to a conclusion. Fong Ping, on the other hand, had come to a conclusion early on. However, the gap between the two sides was indeed very big. NCMS had a high chance of winning. Now, everyone was more concerned about Fong Ping's judgment of the strength of the two captains. Could the two of them really be evenly matched? Fong Ping was divided into 5 levels. Peak rank was divided into 3 levels. If he was not included, did this mean that the gap between peak rank for martial artists was also very big? In the eyes of ordinary people, they were both peak rank 4. The gap in strength should not be too big. The ordinary people were discussing. Some martial arts university students who were not present were also watching the video. Hearing Fong Ping boast shamelessly that he was invincible in rank 4, many people complained. You're a guy who has not even entered the top 100 list. Where does your confidence come from? Some people from NCMS heard Fong Ping say that their president and Tiananmen Martial Arts University's middle stage Xianjie were evenly matched. Military school martial artists had always been proud. They felt that they were better than martial arts university students. They could win easily even if they were in the same rank. Fong Ping's analysis was **T. Just as everyone was discussing, the first battle began. Xianjie and Shin Hongwei went on stage at the same time. Xianjie used a saber, while Shin Hongwei used a spear. Both of them exchanged a martial arts salute. After the salute, the rank 6 referee announced the start of the battle. As soon as the announcement was made, in a situation where ordinary people could not see clearly, the two of them crossed each other in midair. A loud bang resounded through the gym. Xianjie's shirt was shredded. His upper body was crisscrossed with scars, looking particularly hideous. His exposed upper body was also faintly golden. On the other side, Shin Hongwei's shirt was not shredded. His right hand, which was holding the spear, was trembling slightly. Both of them cultivate bodybuilding techniques. When they fought just now, Xian Jie slashed 7 times. Shen Hongwei's right arm was injured, but the spear went straight in, injuring Xian Jie's internal organs. Lu Dali felt like he was listening to a book from heaven. After a while, he said blankly, "They started fighting, other than a loud bang. I didn't see anything." Fong Ping shook his head. "You're an upper stage rank 3. Your eyesight isn't that good. You haven't honed your body deeply. Your future martial arts path will be more difficult." Lu Dali was about to cry. Was this for real? "I think I'm very strong. How come I can't even see the two of them fight clearly?" Fong Ping ignored him. He stared at the stage and said, "Both of them went up to the stage to exchange injuries. Both of them fight fiercely. Shen Hongwei fights like this because he feels that he has no worries. Xian Jie fights like this because he has no other choice. It's more ruthless than I thought." After both of them tested each other's strength, they immediately used their trump card. Thunder Fury Saber versus 100 Spear Techniques. Xian Jie's saber technique cultivation level is not weak. It has already reached the point where chi force leaves the body and implodes. Shen Hongwei is not bad too. This is bad. CCMEU is too careless this time. A group of powerhouses is fighting, but they actually used normal alloy steel. They're so stingy. This is troublesome. Before Fong Ping finished speaking, the two people below the stage unleashed their vitality. Their chi force swept across the stage and instantly cracked the alloy floor. Sharp alloy fragments shot out at high speed. The expression of a CCMAU Grandmaster on the second floor changed slightly. He released his mentality. The alloy fragments stopped flying instantly and floated to the side, falling to the ground. Fong Ping ridiculed, "Are you kidding? Without the strength of C-class alloy, the stage will definitely be broken into pieces later on. We'll be fine, but normal audience members will definitely die if they get hit." Not far away, a few CCMEU instructors glared at him, their expressions a little ugly. They did not use normal alloy, but E-class alloy. It was enough for a normal rank for martial artists to fight. However, when the two martial artists on the stage collided with their chi force, it was equivalent to two people attacking the stage together. That was why the alloy stage cracked. Of course, Fong Ping's words hit the nail on the head. This time, they were a little careless in their preparation. This was only the beginning. CCMU's vice-chancellor did not bat an eyelid. He glanced at Fu Changding's grandfather slightly. Old Fu nodded, indicating that he understood. After this round, they would switch to C-class alloy in the afternoon. If everything went as planned, Fong Ping might deliberately crack the stage in the afternoon to embarrass them. On the stage, Xian Jie and Fu Changding's high-rank combat techniques were dueling. The vitality outburst was extremely strong. Some of the audience members in the front row, most of whom had cultivation, felt the pressure at this moment. Boom! The sound of explosions rang out continuously. The ordinary audience members were so anxious that they were sweating profusely. They could not see it. They could only see two silhouettes crisscrossing on the stage. Blood-colored vitality force densely covered the stage, and the alloy stage kept cracking. The battle between rank for martial artists made these people anxious and angry. They wanted to curse out loud. Could they slow down a little? However, these people did not dare to do so. This was a championship between middle-rank powerhouses, and a large number of grandmasters were upstairs. At this moment, the two commentators were introducing the situation to the audience at lightning speed. Xian Jie is very strong. Although his martial arts cultivation is slightly weaker than Shen Hongwei's, his combat techniques have a strong killing aura. He has killed many people. Thunder Fury Blade has been cultivated to at least level 3, and his vitality outburst is at least 300 calories and above. After the male commentator finished, the female commentator continued. A high-ranked combat technique's 300 calories outburst is comparable to a middle-ranked combat technique's 1000 cal outburst. Xian Jie is going to use his killer move, the male commentator suddenly shouted. Then, everyone saw a dazzling light rise from the stage, and a cold saber light fell instantly. At the same time, a gunshot tore through the air, and the spearhead hit the saber's blade instantly. Bang! Sparks sputtered, and the air seemed to be compressed, letting out bursts of explosive, tearing sounds. In the next moment, everyone finally saw the situation on the stage clearly. At this moment, there were many huge potholes on the stage, mixed with some footprints. Xian Jia half knelt on the ground, blood gushing out of his mouth continuously. His right arm no longer had the strength to hold the saber, and his entire right arm had exploded, covered in blood. Opposite him, Shen Hongwei's situation was slightly better. He still maintained his standing posture, but there was also blood seeping out of his mouth, and a long saber mark appeared on his chest. It was not Xian Jia's saber that cut him, but a wound caused by the saber light. At this moment, the male commentator exclaimed, "Very strong. Both of them are very strong. Xian Jia's Thunder Fury Blade has been cultivated to at least level 4, and his vitality outburst is more than 600 calories. Unfortunately, Xian Jia's cultivation is one step behind. I'm afraid he can't fight anymore, and his internal organs have been injured by Shen Hongwei. Shen Hongwei's injuries are not light either. The saber light has entered his body, and if he holds on, it will only worsen his injuries." There are still matches coming up, and I don't think Shen Hongwei will continue to fight. As the two commentators finished speaking, the referee announced the winner. Shen Hongwei won. As for Shen Hongwei, he did not choose to continue fighting. Instead, he went down the stage to heal his injuries. This was only the start of the top 10 competition. If he dragged it on and became seriously injured, then he would not be able to fight in the next top 10 competition. After all, there would still be a team from the loser's bracket to challenge the winner's bracket. After the two of them had finished fighting, Fong Ping said lazily, "There's no need to watch anymore. NCMS will definitely win. Xin Jie is not bad. At least he managed to take down Shen Hongwei. Unfortunately, his overall strength is lacking." At this moment, Lu Dali was frantically sucking up to him, saying flatteringly, "President Fong's eyes are like a torch, and you actually guessed it correctly. These two people are evenly matched. I think even grandmasters might not be able to predict it beforehand." Fong Ping kicked him from outside the camera. F***CK off. There were more than 20 grandmasters around, and you're pulling aggro on me? Lu Dali, this guy. How could he be so black-hearted? Lu Dali looked a little innocent and confused. "I was sucking up to you. Why did you kick me?" Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. He continued watching the second round of battles below the stage and said, "These two are fighting at the 5th level, but NCMS's cultivation is higher. We'll see the results in 3 minutes." After Xian Jia lost, Tian'an Martial Arts University won't risk their lives anymore. Why? Nonsense. Of course, it's to avoid injuries as much as possible and fight in the loser's bracket. If there are no surprises in the first round, many martial arts universities will hold back. For example, Shishan Martial Arts University, who fought us in the afternoon. They won't admit defeat, but they will definitely hold back to prevent being crippled by MCMAU and unable to fight in the loser's bracket. However, it's the same whether they hold back or not. Shishan Martial Arts University's strength is average. It's almost impossible for them to stand out in the loser's bracket. That's why I said that Shishan Martial Arts University can bid farewell to the top 10 competition. Fong Ping had just finished speaking when a wave of pressure came from the side. Lu Dali knelt on the ground instantly, but Fong Ping's mentality exploded instantly. The chair he was sitting on was instantly broken into pieces, turning into powder. "Enough!" Huang Jing shouted softly, but it was not directed at Fong Ping, but at an old man at the table. The old man said lightly, "This kid has provoked me many times. Dean Huang, do you think I did something wrong?" Huang Jing did not take it seriously and said indifferently. He said that Shishan Martial Arts University's contestants are not strong enough. That's the truth. What's there to deny? The old man did not say anything more. He glanced at Fong Ping, who was looking up at the sky. This kid really had the capital to be arrogant. Although he did not use his full strength, he still had the intention to teach Fong Ping a lesson. In the end, Fong Ping actually reacted in an instant and even resisted his pressure. Just based on this, Fong Ping had the right to look down on the martial artists of his generation. Some of the grandmasters at the table also had a slight change in their expressions. MCMU Fong Ping might be arrogant, but his strength was not weak. Among the martial artists in the competition, there were probably only 2 or 3 people who could threaten him. Not far away, Fong Ping did not care about Lu Dali. He smiled and bowed to the grandmasters, then looked at the vice-chancellor of Shishan Martial Arts University and said, "Grandmaster Fong, this student has no ill intentions. I just want Shishan Martial Arts University to preserve its strength and fight for the nomination. I have no intention of disrespecting the Grandmaster. However, Grandmaster Fong is a Grandmaster-level powerhouse. If you suddenly attack a student, naturally, I dare not do anything to the Grandmaster. However, before I came, the Vice-Chancellor told me that high-ranked powerhouses do not get involved in student affairs. If someone gets involved, MCMEU will definitely not stand by and watch, including CCMEU and all the other martial arts universities and the Ministry of Education. Grandmaster Fong, if it was a Shishan Martial Arts University student who attacked me, even if I was seriously injured and died, it would be my fault for talking too much. But now..." Grandmaster Fong looked at him for a moment and chuckled. "What do you plan to do?" Grandmaster Fong just injured my mentality. It's difficult for my mentality to recover. As everyone knows, this student does not dare to blackmail anyone. Grandmaster will compensate this student with 5 resurrection pills. Qin Fengqing and the others who had just gone upstairs were dumbfounded. F***CK. That day in the catacombs, Fong Ping had said that he wanted to blackmail a high-ranked martial artist. This time he had finally done it. Grandmaster Fong chuckled. "If that's the case, you can't not compensate?" Fong Ping smiled. "I dare not. That student's mentality is out of control. If I fight in the afternoon, I might lack some control. When that time comes, Grandmaster, please don't blame me." Grandmaster Fong glanced at Huang Jing and smiled. "UMCMEU students are very bold. The bold ones are stuffed to death, the timid ones starved to death." Huang Jing smiled too, his eyes squinting. He destroyed a rank 7 martial artist lair in the catacombs and escaped the rank 8 Jiao's pursuit. He's a martial artist after all. If you want to fight, I don't mind, but there are still rules. Grandmaster Fong smiled and nodded. "Fine, I broke the rules, but I have a condition." Fong Ping said immediately, "Please say it. From now on, you're not allowed to go up to the 2nd floor. If you go up again, Shishan Martial Arts University will withdraw from the competition. I'll teach you a lesson too." Fong Ping despised him in his heart. "You're going to lose, but you're going to lose a good reputation by withdrawing from the competition. Do you think I don't know what you're thinking?" "Forget it. I can't offend the Grandmaster too much." Fong Ping said quickly, "No problem. I promise, with Grandmaster Fong here, I won't go up to the 2nd floor." "Absolutely." Everyone was speechless when they saw him agree so readily. It was really the right time to be a coward and the right time to be tough. Shishan Martial Arts University was really unlucky to meet this troublemaker. Grandmaster Fong did not waste any more words. With a wave of his hand, a bottle of pills flew out. This was prepared for the Martial Arts Championship to prevent students from getting seriously injured. However, it was now Fong Ping's. Fong Ping took the pills. He did not look at them, nor did he look at anyone else. He bowed and leaped down the stairs, disappearing without a trace in the blink of an eye. Everyone on the 2nd floor was silent for a moment. Then, they burst out laughing. His actions were swift. Qin Fengqing swallowed. Just like that, he got 5 resurrection pills? Compared to Fong Ping, he was really weak. What was so great about blackmailing a rank 3 or 4? To blackmail a grandmaster in front of dozens of grandmasters. That was a real man. Qin Fengqing was just about to do something when Huang Jing waved his hand. Qin Fengqing fell directly from the 2nd floor. Tang Feng and the others acted as if they did not see it. The other grandmasters were a little puzzled. Then, they seemed to think of something. Everyone's expression was a little strange. Did this kid also want to learn from Fong Ping? The powerhouse from the military department who announced the name list for the drawing of Lot smiled faintly. Dean Huang, MCMU students, are unique. He really did not know how to describe it. Huang Jing also had a slight headache. It was not MCMU students, just these two. Don't get me wrong, the others are still good. These two dared to do anything. Would a rank 4 student from your school dare to raid a high-ranked lair? Would a rank 3 student from your school dare to go straight into the catacombs for more than 500 li? Would a rank 4 student from your school think it's normal to be chased down by dozens or hundreds of monsters? Most importantly, would a Grandmaster student dare to blackmail a Grandmaster? Chapter 338. Outside the gym, Qin Fengqing chased after him, crying with snot and tears, "I didn't do anything. Old man Huang suddenly threw me off the building. Who did I offend? I was just thinking. I didn't do anything." Fong Ping said in disdain, "Idiot." Old man Huang was having a headache now. "You're still causing trouble." He had his reasons for blackmailing. A Grandmaster powerhouse. Regardless of whether he was testing him or had ulterior motives, attacking him was against the rules. Fong Ping would dare to blackmail a rank 9, let alone a rank 7. Rank 9! MCMU graduates also had rank 9 ranks. Wu Chuan was one. Fong Ping was not afraid of him. Unless he went to the catacombs and found a deserted place to kill him, the possibility was not high. If he was discovered, the MCMU Grandmasters and the other Grandmasters in Sino Nation would not be soft-hearted. They would destroy him like a cult. Qin Fengqing wanted to blackmail a Grandmaster for no reason. He was lucky that Huang Jing did not beat him to death. Qin Fengqing looked displeased. After a while, he said, "Give me one." "Why?" "I helped them vent their anger. Get lost." "Give me one." "I didn't prepare any pills this time. I can't even fight if I'm injured. It's the same with or without you." "Fong Ping, you can't say that. Yes, it's not a problem to beat these weaklings in Shishan. But what if we meet CCMAU and FMS? If you don't work hard, I'll recommend the school to expel you. Think about it yourself." Qin Fengqing shut up immediately. Then he sighed and said helplessly, "Why is it that every time I do the same thing as you, I'm always the one at a disadvantage? Those who learn from me die." "Fong Ping, do you have any tricks?" "Yes." "Tell me." "You have to be strong." Fong Ping grinned. "Can a weakling like you compare to me? I beat old man Fong until he's convinced." "Why?" "Because I'm strong. He's the one who's embarrassed. His mentality pressure didn't subdue me, so he has to admit it. If he really did crush me, I wouldn't have the face to ask for compensation. Old man Huang probably wouldn't even show up. You don't have any real ability, yet you dare to talk big. Who do you think you are? The point is, I have real ability. Are you convinced?" "I'm impressed." Qin Fengqing was exceptionally easy to talk to this time. He whispered, "Teach me the way to train my spiritual power, and I will give you the exact location of the energy mine." Don't chuckle. I'm serious. If you say that you don't have a way to cultivate, I'll cut off my head for you to pee in." "Fong Ping, it's just the two of us now. Don't be so petty. Actually, there are." "Really?" Qin Fengqing's voice rose an octave. "Really? Go to the Jiao's forest. You stay there for a few days. Let the Jiao suppress you when it's free. I guarantee that your mentality will increase immediately." Qin Fengqing's face turned green. "Do you think I'm an idiot?" Fong Ping understood what he meant and nodded, telling him clearly that he was an idiot. Qin Fengqing's face turned from green to black. He strode away and ignored him. Once he left, Fong Ping did not mind and continued to stroll around CCMAU's campus. Although there were some places that he could not enter, Fong Ping did not care. He wandered around the periphery, leaving some CCMAU students baffled. They still knew Fong Ping. The thing was, this guy was not watching the competition, nor was he preparing for the competition in the afternoon. What was he doing strolling around? Fong Ping strolling soon attracted the attention of some powerhouses. Not long after, Li Hansong appeared in front of him. The others were not qualified. The instructors did not want to show up. What do you want to see, President Fong? How about I show you? Ling Yi and Han Su stood on both sides of Li Hansong like bodyguards, not saying a word. Fong Ping did not find fault this time. He pondered for a moment and said, Brother Li, some of CCMU's rank 1 and 2 students seem to have nothing to do. They seem a little undisciplined. Li Hansong heard that and breathed a sigh of relief. He deliberated for a moment before saying, President Fong, just call me Fong Ping. Brother Fong, you're also the president of the Martial Arts Society. You should know the situation. Rank 1 and 2 students can't go to the catacombs. They can't do difficult missions either. Small missions don't pay much, so they're not willing to go. Instead of wasting time, they might as well cultivate. The thing is, I don't see them cultivating. Cultivation also requires relaxation and relaxation. Proper rest and relaxation is still necessary. If I may ask, how many students are there in CCMEU now? 6,300 people. How many aspiring martial artists? How many rank 1 martial artists? Li Hansong frowned slightly, but still said, 1,500 aspiring martial artists and 4,000 rank 1 martial artists. Brother Li, CCMEU is really strong. A few months ago, there were 2,000 aspiring martial artists and 4,000 rank 1 martial artists in MCMAU. Of course, that was before. Now, there are less than 1,000 aspiring martial artists in MCMAU, less than 4,000 rank 1 martial artists, more than 1,000 rank 2 martial artists, and more than 100 rank 3 martial artists. The three's expressions changed slightly. Ling Yi said in disbelief, Really? Fong Ping scolded, Shut up. Don't question everything I say. Do I, Fong Ping, need to lie to anyone about this? Ling Yi was indignant. Li Hansong pressed her hand down and did not give her a chance to speak. After taking a slight breath, Li Hansong said, Brother Fong, you mean, although CCMU can't change much, there must be appropriate changes. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, we can't just care about ourselves. If we do that, how can we still be presidents? Brother Li, it's not that I'm looking for trouble. It's just that I have to spit it out. Rank 1 and 2 students, including aspiring martial artists, need to be given a certain amount of pressure. No pressure, no motivation, no free-range training methods can't work now. The situation in the catacombs is tense. Although CCMEU has the biggest human city, we can't just care about CCMEU. If other places are breached, will CCMEU have a good ending? We're not the older generation of martial artists. We can't limit our vision to one city or one place. We should set our sights on the whole country, the whole world. Now, there are reforms everywhere. As the #1 martial arts university in Sino Nation, it hasn't changed at all. This is also the main reason why MCMEU has begun to surpass CCMEU. Ling Yi said angrily again, You want to surpass CCMEU just because of your words? Fong Ping frowned. Are you trying to show that you're confident by shouting? We've won the rank 1 competition, the rank 3 competition, and the rank 4 competition. Barring any accidents, we'll also win. Of course, this doesn't mean anything. It's just a personal strength. But we have thousands of rank 2 martial artists and hundreds of rank 3 martial artists. What about you? Rank 2 and 3 are the mainstream in the school. Do you have 800 rank 2 and 3 martial artists in total? Those who fell behind would be beaten. This was an unchanging truth. Recognize the reality. Don't always immerse yourself in the glory of the past. Did the people of CCMAU only have such a narrow vision? If that's the case, then pretend I didn't say anything today. Ling Yi hemmed and hawed. Li Hansong took another deep breath and said in a low voice, Junior Brother Fong, if you have something to say, just say it. Whether it's CCMU or MCMAU, including the other martial arts universities, the future is actually ours. The experts of the older generation have withered away and gradually aged. They no longer care about worldly matters. The construction of the school still depends on us. Why did CCMU not build an e-commerce platform? Do you think that you're special, that you're high and mighty, that you look down on these things? Or do you think that the introduction of modern industries has tarnished CCMAU? Conservative and arrogant. This was a sect, not a martial arts university. That was one of the reasons. Secondly, Why wasn't the loan system open to students? Other schools might not have the capital, but did CCMU not have it? Is it because these things come from MCMAU and you don't care to learn them? Thirdly, why didn't you participate in the Rank 1 martial arts competition? Just because it was organized by MCMAU? Fourthly, the situation in Magic City is not very good, so I don't want our Rank 2 and 3 martial artists to go to the catacombs. Capital City is different. You have the upper hand, so why are the Rank 2 and 3 martial artists still staying in the university? Not a single person, but a large number of them. Li Hansong explained, it's mainly because of the friendly competition that has nothing to do with them. So many people came back to stroll around the school. Are they trying to show off? We should pull them into the catacombs and let them participate in some catacombs battles. Fong Ping continued, actually, these are not important. What I want to say is that CCMAU is too closed off. This is not good. Isolating the school is not something the great CCMAU should do. I have a suggestion. Let's have some communication between the two schools. For example, the exchange of combat techniques, the exchange of mentors. This is not up to us to decide. Is this how you become the president of the martial arts clubs? Fong Ping snorted lightly. Forget it. I thought that as the president of the Martial Arts Society, you would be able to see the big picture. Now it seems that you are just SO. You can't even make a decision on such a small matter. Is your existence just a signboard? Personal strength? Do you really think you're stronger than me? Other than martial arts, what else do you have? The exchange of combat techniques, the exchange of instructors, the exchange of North and South elite universities. Could it be that MCMAU is just taking advantage of the situation? I even suggested that the Grandmasters should exchange pointers instead of sticking to one place. You treat Shanghai as your base, while I treat Capital City as my base. If something happens to you and someone dies, I don't care. If something happens to you and someone dies, I don't care. If something happens to you and someone dies, I gloat. Was this the mentality of an expert? We are fighting against the catacombs, a force that is countless times stronger than the humans. At this moment, you're saying that you can't make the decision. Li Hansong, if I were you, I would admit my mistake and resign. Zhang Yu is better than you at this point. Li Hansong's face was slightly flushed. Han Su, who was beside him, interrupted. Fong Ping, the situation between MCMEU and CCMEU is different. Everything depends on human effort. Just talking about how difficult it was to become a Grandmaster? If he was afraid, then what was the point of cultivating? Back then, MCMEU's pill and weapon manufacturing scale was small. Was it difficult for MCMEU? If it's difficult, then overcome it. Our old vice-chancellor died in the catacombs, and so did a large number of instructors. Is MCMAU in trouble? It was very difficult. Our instructors were not even enough to teach the students. Our students took the initiative to stand up and lead the new. I saw a lot of this in MCMAU, but not in CCMAU. I only saw your stubbornness, shirking, irresponsibility, lack of motivation. Fine, I'll just pretend that I said some nonsense today. After today, CCMU will no longer be my goal. Li Hansong's expression changed gradually. After a while, he said, exchange of instructors, exchange of combat techniques, I can fight for it. What about e-commerce platforms? Platforms aren't very useful. Wrong. They're very useful. I want to integrate them in the later stages, exchange missions, and unify credits. I want to give normal martial arts university students a chance. They don't have missions to do, so it's extremely difficult to obtain credits. The value of credits is also greatly reduced. For the same mission, we can exchange 30 credits for 10 normal vitality pills, but they can only exchange for 6. When the situation deteriorates, it's not just one family's business. It's not just one school's business. Today, why are we fighting for our lives? For a few pitiful resources? So what if we have 3 or 5 billion more? When everyone has the chance to improve, we can fight for it ourselves. Ling Yi frowned. It's not that simple. Besides, resources are limited. I said, we'll fight for it. Fong Ping added, exchange of instructors, exchange of combat techniques. Our strength will become stronger and stronger. Only when we're strong will we have the right to fight for more resources. When the missions are exchanged and the credits are unified, it seems like it'll be difficult for us to persevere in the early stages. We can't make ends meet. However, when everyone's strength improves, this situation will change. In the next few years, we'll spend more time in the catacombs, and the number of people will increase. Whether it's the opening of the Nanjiang catacombs or the reopening of the Tiananmen catacombs, including the appearance of new catacombs, it's all our opportunities. At this point, Fang Ping thought for a while and said, Nanjiang catacombs is about to open. What's the arrangement for CCMEU here? Li Hansong shook his head. CCMEU still has the capital city catacombs to guard. Guard the biggest human city and watch the show? Li Hansong, I have nothing to say about you being the president. Why would you give up such a good opportunity? You actually didn't think of fighting for it? The strong will always be strong. Without opportunities, how can you become strong? Let's not talk about others. Do you rank 3 and 4 martial artists have a chance in Capital City? Organize a team, not too many, 30 to 50 people plus some instructors, and go to Nanjiang to fight for opportunities. This is what you should do. That's what I said. Ling Yi supported him this time. We should go. There are so many powerhouses in Capital City, and they've been wiped out countless times. We don't have a chance at all. I said I wanted to go, but they wouldn't agree no matter what. Martial artists should face difficulties head-on. Fang Ping, I'm on your side this time. Fang Ping flashed a gentle smile at her. Little Chest was still reliable at crucial times. Li Hansong was once again caught in a dilemma. Fang Ping said, unhappily, indecisive. Is this who you are, Li Hansong? If that's the case, within 3 years, you'll definitely be left far behind by Wang Jinyang and Yao Qingjun. Li Hansong exhaled softly. You don't have to provoke me. What a joke. Fang Ping sneered. Do you still think you're very strong? Li Hansong, how about we make a bet this time? You're not my opponent in a one-on-one fight, that's for sure. You're also not Wang Jinyang's opponent, not even Yao Qingjun's opponent. Among us, your skull mutation is actually the biggest advantage, but your ability is the weakest. Li Hansong's expression was slightly ugly. He said softly, Junior Fang is too confident, and you're underestimating me too much. Then let's make a bet. If CCMU loses this time, you'll organize manpower and participate in the Nanjiang Catacombs battle. Of course, you can understand that I'm provoking you, but if you lose the title of the top elite school, you'll still not work hard. Are you just going to sit around and wait for death? What if I win? Win? Fang Ping smiled. It's easy if you win. If CCMU wins, I'll make the decision. MCMAU Martial Arts Society will provide CCMAU with 1 billion resources every year, until the day MCMAU gets back at them. The three of them changed their expressions. 1 billion was not a small number. Moreover, it was not just for a year, but every year. As for Fang Ping getting back at them, if Li Hansong was confident, he had the confidence to make sure he would never get back at them. Did Fang Ping really think of himself as MCMAU's vice-chancellor? What? You don't believe me? I, Fang Ping, am a man of my word. If MCMU doesn't fork out the money, I, Fang Ping, will fork it out even if I have to sell everything I have. At this moment, Li Hansong really felt the difference between them. They were both presidents of the Martial Arts Society. Fang Ping, as the president, was the real deal. Taking a deep breath, Li Hansong said, the e-commerce platform can be built, instructors' exchanges, and combat techniques can be exchanged. I'll do my best to fight for it. As for participating in the Nanjiang Catacombs battle, as long as someone is willing, I'll personally organize a team to participate. The premise is that you can really defeat me. In the Grandmaster exchange you mentioned, I really can't make the decision on this, but I'll mention it to the Vice-Chancellor. That's more like it. Fang Ping was still satisfied. He smiled and said, actually, there are still many things I need to do, but this is all I can do now. Martial artists of our generation shouldn't have their vision limited. Later, I'll find some people to talk to. The older generation of martial artists are all stubborn. Even if it's a grandmaster, I'm not afraid to say that. The essence of the championship is to make each other stronger. Now, it's really become a battle of individual bravery and strength. I'm very dissatisfied with this. Unfortunately, it can't be done according to my ideas. Of course, if I really want to do it according to my ideas, everyone's strength right now isn't enough. Li Hansong did not say anything. After thinking for a while, he said, "How did you convince those grandmasters?" Fong Ping was a little surprised. "I'm talking about MCMU's grandmasters. They don't have any objections to your reform?" Fong Ping smiled and said, "It's simple. You tell your vice-chancellor now that if he doesn't want to reform, then he'll defect to MCMU. Bring a group of people to MCMU and see what your vice-chancellor will decide. The school is theirs, but it's also ours. Why can't we make a legitimate request? If CCMU does not even have this bit of tolerance, and the grandmasters do not even have this bit of tolerance, then they don't deserve to be called grandmasters. A school like this, is it worth it for you to stay? Is it worth it for you to fight for it? MCMU's grandmasters are not related to me in any way. I, Fong Ping, have no family background to rely on, but I'm wholeheartedly for MCMU, so I can gain their trust and understanding. You, Li Hansong, don't you have this bit of confidence? If you really feel that you can't convince them, then come to MCMU. MCMU's doors will always be open to you. In MCMU, you don't have to worry about this or that. As long as your heart belongs to MCMU, MCMU is ours. It's also yours. It's everyone's. Being inclusive is our style, and it's also the reason why we've been growing stronger all these years. To put it bluntly, CCMU is not as open as us, and it's not as lively as us. To put it bluntly, if CCMU's vice-chancellor, I'm afraid CCMU will instantly be in chaos. I, Fong Ping, am not afraid of offending people, but if I don't even have this bit of courage, how can I talk about eliminating the catacombs? Li Hansong seemed to be touched. Ling Yi looked conflicted, muttering, "You're making me want to go to MCMU." Han Su's face turned pale. So strong in the art of deception. If they continue to be tricked like this, there might really be a big mess. Most importantly, it was not just nonsense, but reasonable and evidence-based. Not only Li Hansong, even he was a little tempted. If CCMU did not reform, and the older generation continued to be stubborn, maybe MCMU was really a suitable choice. Looking at their conflicted expressions, Fong Ping sighed softly in his heart. Young people, they're too young. I was just saying it, but they really took it seriously. If I go to MCMU, that's also my territory. How can it really be everyone's? Chapter 339. After fooling Li Hansong for a while, Fong Ping was still satisfied with the results. Li Hansong would do his best to communicate with the instructors, exchange of combat techniques, and the construction of the platform. As CCMU's leading figure among the students, if Li Hansong really wanted to fight for it, it would not be too difficult. Even if there were people in CCMAU who were dissatisfied, they would not be willing to satisfy the martial arts society for such a small matter. Unless the CCMU students really stood aloof from the world, they would definitely rebel. Both parties agreed on some things and did not sign any contract. Fong Ping left quickly. As soon as he left, Li Hansong suddenly said, "Han Su, you'll have some trouble in the future." Han Su said nothing. Li Hansong's meaning was clear. He was going to graduate anyway. By the time he graduated, Han Su would have no problem entering rank 4. Once he entered rank 4, Han Su would take over. That would be logical. In the future, Han Su's biggest opponent would be Fong Ping. Han Su did not say anything, but Ling Yi glanced at him and said with some distrust, "I always feel that you're not his opponent, the kind that will sell you out sooner or later." After saying that, Ling Yi said with some dissatisfaction, "Next year's president should be me too. Why should Han Su be the president?" She was only a junior this year, a middle stage rank 4. When Li Hansong graduated, she would at least be upper stage, or even peak. It would be her turn. Li Hansong chuckled. "Up to you. But if you become president, Fong Ping's target will be you. Take it easy." "I'm afraid of him." Ling Yi did not admit defeat verbally, but in her heart, she was thinking, was it worth it? The first battle of the Martial Arts University Championship ended within 20 minutes. 9 States Military School versus Tian'an Martial Arts University. After Tian'an Martial Arts University President Xian Jie was defeated, the other two defeated the remaining 4 people from Tian'an. Tian'an Martial Arts University did not fight to the death. In this battle, other than Xian Jie and Shen Hongwei, who were seriously injured, the others did not have too many injuries. The first battle wasn't very satisfying. Compared to the first Martial Arts University Championship in January, these rank for martial artists did not fight as hot-blooded as the rank 1 martial artists, nor did they fight as exciting as they did. In the rank 1 battle, all the martial artists fought to the death without retreating. Both sides fought until they were seriously injured. Today's battle between rank 3 and 4 martial artists was unsatisfactory. Tian'an Martial Arts University and 9 States Military School did not seem to have exerted themselves. In the hotel, Fang Ping and the others were not surprised by this result. As for the fact that they did not fight with enough passion, it was understandable. Tian'an Martial Arts University had to preserve their strength, and 9 States Military School had to prevent their losses from being too great, lest others take advantage of the situation. After the exchange of the strongest had ended, Tian'an Martial Arts University saw that they had no chance, so of course they would not fight to the death. More importantly, martial arts universities placed great importance on these rank 3 and 4 martial artists. They tried their best not to get seriously injured. Just as Lu Fengru had said to Fang Ping before she left, selfishness was a must. If he really couldn't win, then he would just admit defeat. There were many rank 1 martial artists in martial arts universities. Even a peak rank 1 genius was nothing. As for the rank 3 and rank 4 powerhouses, they were the real prodigies. Whether these people died or were seriously injured, it would be a great loss. In a situation where there was an obvious difference in strength, a battle to the death would not occur. In the small conference room of the hotel, Tang Feng glanced at Fang Ping, who had just returned. He did not ask where he had gone. After a moment of thought, he said, "Try not to be too harsh." Xishan Martial Arts University's strength was not too strong. There was no problem of not being able to hold back. In the morning, Fang Ping had made Vice-Chancellor Feng of Xishan Martial Arts University unhappy. If he were to be ruthless, then he would really offend the other party. Fang Ping smiled and said, "Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. That's for the best." Tang Feng nodded slightly. Fang Ping still knew what he was doing. If he really did not know what he was doing, this kid would have been beaten to death long ago. How could he still be alive and kicking until now? Knocking a few pills out of the other party was harmless. Grandmaster powerhouses did not care about such things. However, these few contestants were all prodigies of Xishan Martial Arts University. If Fang Ping really killed or injured a few of them, then it would not be a trivial matter. The others were not interested. This matter did not have much to do with them. Fang Ping was the starter. The probability of everyone getting a chance was not high. Fang Ping would not deliberately step down like he did in the rank 1 competition to give the others a chance to gain some experience. When they really wanted to show their strength, they would have to wait for CCMEU or First Military School. December 2nd, 2 p.m., CCMEU Gym. The end of the competition in the morning made many spectators feel that it was not satisfactory. However, it was MCMEU's first battle in the afternoon. Everyone raised their spirits again. In this competition, the previous champion team, MCMEU, was the center of attention. Everyone was looking forward to MCMEU's performance. Next, let's take a look at MCMEU's order of appearance. MCMEU's captain, Fang Ping, is the starter. The male commentator's interest was piqued. He said immediately, "Ever since the first rank 3 challenge ended, Fang Ping has not fought again." This morning, Fang Ping divided the rank 4 contestants into 5 classes in front of the media. No, strictly speaking, it's 6 classes. He alone is in the first class. According to Fang Ping's classification, XMAU's captain, Kong Yuanrong, is a middle stage rank 4. I don't know if he is a strong middle stage rank 4 or an average one in Fong Ping's eyes. If he is average, then it means that in Fong Ping's eyes, Kong Yuanrong is only a rank 4 in the 6th class. Does this mean that when Fong Ping fights against Kong Yuanrong, there will be an instant kill? Of course, this is only Fong Ping's own opinion. As for the specifics, we'll have to wait for both parties to fight before we know. The female commentator laughed. MCM views Fong Ping's talent is amazing. His arrogance is also amazing. Although we haven't seen him fight, judging from Fong Ping's position as the president of MCMEU's Martial Arts Society, he shouldn't be weak. However, Kong Yuanrong is also a prodigy from XMAU. Fong Ping might not win so easily. Next, let's take a look at XMAU's order of appearance. The female commentator glanced at it and said quickly, I realized that this time, all the martial arts universities have chosen powerhouses as their starters. XMAU's Kong Yuanrong is also a starter. Then the following competition is worth looking forward to. In terms of martial arts ranks, Fong Ping is stronger than his opponent by 2 small stages at peak rank 4. However, martial arts does not only look at ranks. Fong Ping has improved quickly, but his combat techniques might not be cultivated very deeply. On the other hand, Kong Yuanrong's combat techniques cultivation progress is not low. This can be seen from some of the previous competitions. The two commentators livened up the atmosphere. Soon, they announced the contestants to go on stage. Backstage, Fong Ping had a saber at his waist. He strode out. On the opposite side, XMAU's Kong Yuanrong's expression was a little heavy. He also strode out. He had heard about what happened in the morning. Fong Ping had extorted 5 resurrection pills from the vice-chancellor. For these students, this was a humiliation, a great humiliation. Was the vice-chancellor afraid of Fong Ping? What a joke. No matter how much of a genius he was, as a grandmaster, the vice-chancellor would not be afraid of Fong Ping. The reason why Fong Ping succeeded was related to these students. The students' strength was not as good as others. If Fong Ping really wanted to be ruthless in the competition, even if he did not kill them, if he seriously injured them, it would be enough to make XMAU suffer. When Kong Yuanrong found out about this, he only felt extremely humiliated. These people had actually become Fong Ping's leverage to threaten the vice-chancellor. Fong Ping. Kong Yuanrong's voice was low. He said in a low voice, You are very arrogant and very confident. Do you think that you can easily beat XMAU? Is that so? Fong Ping smiled. Of course. Since you were so confident, how about a bet? Fong Ping laughed. It had always been him who gambled with others. Unexpectedly, there was someone who gambled with him. Tell me about it. The probability of XMAU beating MCMAU is not high. I, Kong Yuanrong, will not deceive myself. Let's bet on you and I. If I win, you will return the pills that you took this morning to the vice-chancellor. Fong Ping was stunned. F***CK. You said I was confident, but your self-confidence was boundless. You can beat me? Are you kidding me? However, when he saw Kong Yuanrong's extremely suppressed gaze, Fong Ping suddenly realized that this kid was probably ready to fight to the death with him. His actions in the morning, perhaps in his eyes, were an insult to XMAU, an insult to Vice-Chancellor Fong. At this moment, Kong Yuanrong's heart was probably filled with anger and shame. With these emotions, it was not surprising that he would fight to the death with Fong Ping. Fong Ping, who had just broken through to rank 4, although he had entered peak rank 4 in Kong Yuanrong's eyes, he might not really be that strong. When martial artists fought, it was not just ranks that mattered. What if I win? I will give you 5 resurrection pills. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. I don't want pills. I don't ask for much. If I win, Distance e-commerce platform will enter XMAU. Can you do that? Kong Yuanrong frowned slightly. He had also heard about this. After thinking for a moment, Kong Yuanrong answered, Okay. I keep feeling like you're taking the initiative to give me money, Fong Ping muttered. The referee beside them also heard the conversation between the two, but he did not say anything to interrupt. After the two finished communicating, the referee shouted, Begin! As soon as the voice fell, Fong Ping's action was unexpected. Just as Kong Yuanrong stepped forward, Fong Ping held his saber with his left hand, clenched his right fist, and suddenly shouted, "Shake the ground!" Boom! A loud sound rang out. Everyone only saw that Fong Ping did not punch Kong Yuanrong, but hit the ground with his fist. The newly changed battle stage shook instantly, and the explosive sound made some people's eyes blur and ears ring. On the battle stage, Kong Yuanrong swayed slightly and hurriedly mid-air step. "Shake the sky!" Fong Ping shouted again, and his right fist hit the battle stage again. With a bang, a large number of alloy fragments flew out. In midair, Kong Yuanrong's expression changed, and he hurriedly waved his iron rod to block. The clanging sounds of impact created sparks on the iron rod. Kong Yuanrong felt like he was being hit by countless iron fists. His body swayed, and he retreated continuously. "Shake the sky, shake the ground." Fong Ping continued to roar, not even looking at Kong Yuanrong, and hammered madly at the battle stage. A large number of alloy fragments flew rapidly toward Kong Yuanrong, and the area where the fragments flew was limited to the battle stage. Boom! A series of explosions rang out, causing some of the ordinary audience members to feel dizzy and nauseous. At this moment, some of the grandmasters on the second floor made their moves, and their mentality covered the audience seats. At this time, the booming sound was no longer intimidating, but it was still extremely loud. "Shake the sky. Shake the earth. Hit the bowl through the air. Destroy the world." Every time Fong Ping threw a punch, he roared, and the entire stadium seemed to shake. The two commentators were already dumbfounded. After a while, the male commentator said with some difficulty, Fong Ping. Fong Ping's punch has nothing to do with what he shouted, right?" The female commentator identified for a while and smiled bitterly. "It's Vajra punch. How could there be so many fist techniques?" Fong Ping had been using Vajra punch from the beginning to the end. The male commentator heard that and breathed a sigh of relief. "I thought I was really outdated." Then, the male commentator said with a blank face, "Fong Ping's punches are extremely powerful, and his explosive power is also terrifying. The C-grade alloy battle stage that has just been changed has been smashed into pieces by him. This is not the key point. Fong Ping's control is also extremely strong, and he clearly still has energy left over, limiting the range of the fragments to Kong Yuanrong. Everyone can see that Kong Yuanrong did not take Fong Ping's attack head-on, and he is still resisting with difficulty. The difference between them is huge. But if Fong Ping punches head-on, Kong Yuanrong might not be able to take more than 3 punches. Why did he choose this kind of strategy? The male commentator felt that his decades of cultivation had been in vain. Fong Ping was really strong, at least to Kong Yuanrong. He only used the alloy fragments that flew out as an attack weapon, and Kong Yuanrong was already unable to fight back. At this moment, he was constantly blocking to prevent himself from being sliced into countless pieces by these fragments. And this was only Fong Ping indirectly attacking him. If it was a head-on attack, with Fong Ping's strength, he could defeat the other party in no time. Fong Ping's unnecessary move to choose this kind of strategy was really unfathomable. The female commentator was a little troubled. After a pause, she said, "Geniuses all have their own unique ideas. Fong Ping's strength is very strong. This is obvious now. As for why he chose this kind of strategy, it could be his own hobbies and habits." The two commentators were in an extremely difficult position. Second floor. The faces of the few CCMU powerhouses were also pitch black. Bullsh *T strategy. Fong Ping was deliberately causing trouble. After the competition in the morning, CCMU deliberately changed the arena, using a giant arena made of C-grade alloy. This kind of arena was more than enough to face rank 5 and 6 martial artists in a battle, as long as they did not deliberately destroy it. But now, Fong Ping, this bastard, was obviously doing it on purpose. Kong Yuanrong, a middle stage rank for martial artist, had a huge gap between him and Fong Ping. His vitality was even close to half, and the gap between their physical strength was even bigger than the limit. Fong Ping did not use any ultimate moves. just purely using his strong physique and vitality to fight in the arena, slightly controlling the direction of the fragments and suppressing Kong Yuanrong to the point where he could not fight back. If he really went all out, Kong Yuanrong might not be able to take a punch from him. Now that he was punching so many times, it looked like a show, but in reality, it was all useless. No, it was not useless. At least, the giant arena had already been hit by Fong Ping until it looked like honeycomb coal. Humph! One of the CCMEU instructors really could not hold it in, letting out a heavy humph. Huang Jing and the others looked down. No one said anything, and no one tried to defend themselves. It was a competition, after all. Who cared how Fong Ping fought? He could fight however he wanted, as long as he did not leave the arena. If they had the guts, they could just ask Shishan to admit defeat. Boom! The loud noise continued to resound in the gym. A large number of fragments kept shooting at Kong Yuanrong. Although Kong Yuanrong tried his best to block, some of the fragments still scratched him, and streaks of blood appeared on his body. Fong Ping's vitality force was much stronger than his. At this moment, the alloy fragments were attached to Fong Ping's vitality force, all shooting at him. Even comparable to an archer team made up of early-stage rank for powerhouses attacking him together. Kong Yuanrong was a little desperate. Was the gap between them so big? From the beginning to the end, Fong Ping did not make any contact with him. Could it be that he would fail just like that? Invincible fist. At this moment, Fong Ping roared again, his left hand no longer holding onto the saber, and both his fists punched out at the same time. Above both fists, a dazzling blood-red light burst out. Boom! A sound even louder than before was heard. Crack! An explosive sound was heard, and the arena completely collapsed. The huge arena was only covered with C-grade alloy on the surface. The bottom layer was actually just normal alloy. At this moment, Fong Ping punched with all his strength. Both fists punched out, directly emptying the C-grade alloy on the surface layer. The alloy on the bottom layer could not withstand the huge force, instantly breaking into many pieces. Kacha! A crisp sound. Fong Ping stood in the air, and Kong Yuanrong also stood at the side, panting. The arena under their feet collapsed directly. Fong Ping's expression was normal, and he curled his lips slightly, saying, "The arena has collapsed. Who wins?" The whole arena was silent. After a while, someone on the second floor sighed softly. Kong Yuanrong admits defeat. The voice came from Vice-Chancellor Fong. What was there to fight for? Fong Ping did not seriously injure Kong Yuanrong. It was unknown if it was because the pills in the morning had taken effect, or if he was deliberately causing trouble for CCMAU. But no matter what, the gap in strength was still there. Chapter 340. Kong Yuanrong floated down the stage with endless grievance, anger, vexation, and self-blame, unable to walk down. In short, his emotions had exploded to the limit. This was too much of a bully. From the beginning to the end, you didn't exchange a single blow with me. Even if you heavily injured me with a single punch, I would accept it. But you've been fighting in the arena since the beginning. You've been seriously fighting in the arena, and I've lost just like that. It's even more shameful than being crippled by Fong Ping. Fong Ping did not forget to add insult to injury. He remember the bet. Kong Yuanrong didn't say a word. He didn't even look back as he went backstage. Backstage, the few Shishan martial arts university students looked at each other. After a while, the martial artist who was about to go on stage said gloomily, "Do we fight?" Everyone looked at each other. This was not an easy decision to make. Just as everyone was hesitating, an instructor from Shishan Martial Arts University walked in and said in a low voice, "Go on stage and preserve your strength, but you can't admit defeat before the battle." Losing was a given. However, there was no tradition in martial arts universities to admit defeat without going on stage. No matter how difficult it was, he had to go on stage, even if he would lose. When the second person walked out of the backstage, Kong Yuanrong suddenly sighed and quickly said, "Get ready, we're going to fight in the revival match." Forget it this time. They were unlucky to have encountered MCMAU. Currently, he did not suffer any serious injuries. They were all superficial wounds. His strength had not been affected, and he was much stronger than Tian in Martial Arts University. Tian in Martial Arts University Xianjie was injured quite badly. In the losers bracket competition, both of them were set now. Even if they could not defeat MCMAU, they would have no problem defeating Tianan. At the front desk, the students of Shishan Martial Arts University stared at the dilapidated arena for a long time. After some thought, they chose to step into the air. At this moment, Fong Ping was floating in mid-air, looking carefree and unrestrained. As he walked on the dilapidated arena, his aura seemed inferior. Fong Ping did not look at him. Instead, he looked at the referee and asked, "Teacher, aren't you going to repair the battle stage?" The referee was speechless. After a while, he said, "It's too late. Let's just fight like this." "Cultivate again? You want me to let you continue after I fix it?" Fong Ping cursed to himself when he heard that. Petty. CCMU was very small-minded. Second floor. The vice-chancellor of CCMU suddenly smiled and said, "Tomorrow, we'll change to an A-grade alloy arena." Another grandmaster said mildly, "If he can break it, CCMU will never hold a championship or a challenge tournament ever again." Everyone knew very well why Fong Ping had destroyed the arena this time. As the previous champion, this year's championship should have been held in MCMAU. In the end, CCMU exerted its influence and took away this opportunity. Fong Ping was obviously extremely dissatisfied. Huang Jing and the others would not say anything, and Fong Ping did not openly say that it was not possible either, because that was the government's opinion. However, during the competition, the arena was destroyed. This proved that the championship organized by CCMAU had many loopholes and was not well prepared. It could be considered as a slap in the face. A-rank alloy arena. Some of the other grandmasters were secretly shocked. CCMU was indeed the top elite school. Their foundation was truly terrifying. Although the so-called A-grade alloy arena was only plated with A-grade alloy, the arena was very large. Such a large area could not be covered without a ton or two of A-grade alloy. MCMU set the price of A-grade alloy at 200 credits per kg. A ton would be 200,000 credits. A few tons. If this was used to forge weapons, how many A-grade weapons could be forged? Of course, the A-grade alloy used in the arena was usually scraps. Some were said to be A-grade alloy, but it might not really reach that quality. At this moment, the grandmasters of CCMAU had also made up their minds. "I'll let you hit him. If you really break it, you're good. CCMU won't hold a competition next time. Are you satisfied now? If you can't break it, then it's best if you break this kid's bones and tendons so you can hit him." The grandmasters did not think too much, but the instructors at the side were considering whether to cover the surface with a little bit of C-grade alloy and put A-grade alloy underneath. Let this kid Fong Ping be arrogant. If he really hammered the A-grade alloy floor with his bare hands like now, he could break the bones in his own hands. In the sky above the arena, Fong Ping did not know what CCMU was thinking. Knowing that the arena would not be repaired, Fong Ping lost some interest. He looked at the person opposite him and said, that Zhang Wei is going up?" When he was backstage earlier, he did not look at the order of battle because he really did not care. Fong Ping's disdainful attitude was obvious. The Shishan Martial Arts University martial artist was furious. But before he could say anything, Fong Ping said impatiently, "Forget it, we'll know after the fight." "Begin. Fixed body technique." Fong Ping roared again. At the same time, his right fist flashed with a blood-red glow, and a strong vitality force shot toward the opposite side. The person opposite him froze and almost fell from midair. Before he could walk out of the mentality shock, Fong Ping's Maha Punch had already reached him, and vitality invaded his body instantly. Bang! With a muffled sound, the person opposite felt his internal organs vibrate. The third celestial bridge that had just been built in his body shook violently. Under the loss of energy, he could not maintain his midair stance and fell straight down. The audience quieted down again. A strange silence. This is a rank for martial artist? It's a rank for a genius martial artist from Shishan Martial Arts University. Previously, in the Martial Arts University Championship, he defeated a rank for martial artist from another university. He's strong. He should be strong. The person who responded did not know how to respond. Strong? Shishan Martial Arts University's second place. His performance in the Normal Martial Arts University Championship was actually quite outstanding. In other words, the participating members of the martial arts universities that entered the top 10 competition were all prodigies, all powerhouses. But now, MCMU Fong Ping beat them like they were little kids. He just shouted a few sentences, and the other party was beaten down dumbly. Now he was still in the alloy debris and had not gotten up. It was too embarrassing. Some of the spectators from Shishan wanted to curse out loud. Shishan's glory. Just like that, he was beaten to the point where he did not know if he was dead or alive. At the same time, the participating members were watching the battle from every corner of the gym. Yao Qingjun was not surprised to see this scene. He shook his head slightly and said, Shishan can't force him to use his strength anymore. In another place, Li Hansong said helplessly, I can't tell. The gap is too big. Shishan Martial Arts University can't force him to use his full strength at all. Wang Jinyang glanced at Lan Wufeng beside him and smiled faintly. Compared to you and Zhou Wuji, who's stronger and who's weaker? Lan Wufeng was silent. The difference should not be too big. I was the one who advocated for your sister's matter. Don't think about revenge anymore. If you meet him, you won't be able to withstand one move. I understand. Wang Jinyang said no more. Fong Ping, this guy, if he met someone whose strength was not as good as his or someone whose rank was lower than his, it was almost an instant kill. There was no hope of relying on Shishan Martial Arts University to test his strength. The other universities had peak martial artists who made their moves. Maybe they could see something. In the gym, there was a lot of discussion. Outside the gym, some of the spectators who were watching the live broadcast were also boiling. What is this? Instant kill? The opponent is a clown, right? I didn't even see Fong Ping make a move. He lost his balance and fell down? I saw it. It looks like a saber glare. Saber glare my ass. It's an external release of chi. One move and the opponent doesn't know if he's dead or alive. Shishan Martial Arts University is too weak. I don't think it's that Shishan Martial Arts University is too weak. If they were weak, they wouldn't be able to make it to the top 20. It's that Fong Ping is too strong. I heard people say that Fong Ping's mentality is external release. Actually, I don't really understand it. In short, it means that it's very awesome. If he meets someone whose mentality is not as good as his, he can directly make the other party unable to fight back. Is this the fixed body technique he was talking about? There really is a fixed body technique? The topic of the people outside the arena gradually drifted away. In the gym, on the second floor, Vice-Chancellor Fong of Shishan Martial Arts University could not say anything anymore. He signaled the instructor beside him. The rank 6 Shishan higher-up said helplessly, Zhou Wuji, admit defeat. On the first floor, Fong Ping smiled and said, continue. Don't give me time to rest. No one paid attention to him. Did you put in any effort? Would there be a difference whether you were given time to rest or not? However, the competition still had to continue. The third student from Shishan Martial Arts University entered the arena. He was also the last rank 4 powerhouse from Shishan Martial Arts University. Looking at the other's expression, which was unafraid of death, Fong Ping suddenly said in a low voice, give me 5 million, and I'll fight with you for a minute. Fong Ping. Without waiting for that person to speak, the referee scolded, continue the competition. If you talk nonsense again, I'll disqualify you. Mother asterisk Kerr, was this kid crazy? He wanted to fake the competition right in front of me. Fong Ping was helpless. Forget it. It was just a joke. The referee was really an old antique. He did not understand humor at all. Fixed body technique. Fong Ping roared again and threw a punch. This time, Fong Ping did not release his chi. Instead, he used flight step to fly in front of his opponent. With a punch, he sent his opponent flying out of the arena. If he admitted defeat, there was no need to let people continue talking. It would waste time. Fong Ping wins. The two commentators stopped talking. There was no point in talking now. Fong Ping did not exert any effort. He shouted, "Continue." Xishan Martial Arts University admits defeat. Vice-Chancellor Fong, who was on the second floor, opened his mouth to admit defeat. There were still 2 peak rank 3 martial artists left. There was no point in fighting. If they went on the arena, there was no other possibility other than being sent flying by Fong Ping's punch. The rank for martial artists still hoped that they could exchange a few moves. Forget about the rank 3 martial artists. If they fought again, they would really embarrass Xishan Martial Arts University. 5 minutes. In these 5 minutes, Fong Ping fought in the arena for close to 3 minutes. The competition was over. Looking at the full audience, the CCMU people had another headache. What should they do? Everyone had just entered the arena. Okay, were they dispersing now? The competition this time also charged entrance fees, $1,000 per ticket. It was not expensive, but it was not cheap either. In the end, some people went to the toilet, and the competition was over. However, *King frustrating. The CCMU people had a headache. At this time, the two commentators knew to leave some face for CCMAU. At least they had to save the situation. No matter what, the competition should be fought for tens of minutes. Now that it had ended in a few minutes, it was somewhat untimely. Seeing that Fong Ping was about to step off the stage, the male commentator hurriedly said, "Captain Fong, wait a moment. About the battle, just now. Do you have anything to say to everyone?" MCMU's ambition is to be first. Although Xishan Martial Arts University is relatively not weak, compared to other martial arts universities, MCMU has developed to this stage in a short period of time, competing with CCMAU. It is not comparable to other martial arts universities. This time, Fong Ping left some face for CCMAU. He continued, "Of course, I also want to say that CCMAU did not organize it very well this time. In the rank for battle, it is actually more suitable to fight outdoors. You can't do as you please indoors. This is just an appetizer. After entering the top 10, there will be more powerhouses. I feel that there is no need to continue to limit the battle in the arena. For many people, this is too much of a limitation. I don't mind, but some of the members who specialize in speed might be out of the arena with a dash. Would that be considered their loss? Since it is a contest of strength, then it should be all round. Therefore, I suggest that the next competition be held outdoors. Rank for martial artists can truly show their strength. Also, in the next competition, I actually suggest adding a new event, team battle. Martial artists are strong in one-on-one battles, but team battles are also extremely necessary. Some martial artists, even rank 4, are not lone travelers. They have their own teams. Team cooperation can explode more powerful combat strength. In addition to team battles, it can also reduce the gap between each other. For example, this time, if Xishan Martial Arts University had formed a 5-man team, although they would still lose, they would not have lost so badly. Fong Ping spoke frankly with assurance. The two commentators did not know how to continue. This was no longer a matter of this competition. In desperation, the male commentator could only interrupt, "President Fong, in your opinion, in this championship, which team is the most threatening? In terms of overall strength, CCMAU is naturally the most threatening. However, although CCMAU's overall strength is strong, individual battles may not be very useful. With such a competition system, the stronger the individual, the more threatening they would be. FMS, CCMAU, and NMU all have rank for powerhouses holding down the fort. They are evenly matched. NMAU? President Fong is referring to President Wang Jinyang. President Wang's ranking in the rank for ranking list is not too high. Fong Ping laughed. To us, the ranking list is actually just an accessory. If you have time, try to challenge it. If not, it doesn't matter. We are not that free. Most of the time, don't care too much about these things. These words sounded as if Yao Qingjun and Li Hansong were very free. The faces of the people from CCMAU and FMS were filled with indignation. They were even dissatisfied with the commentators. What was the point of asking? Hurry up and make him leave. The two commentators, seeing that the time had dragged on for more than 10 minutes, stopped asking. They smiled and said, "Thank you, President Fong, for your comments on this competition." Fong Ping did not care and went backstage directly. As for the alloy fragments in front of the arena, Fong Ping did not look at them. In public, he had to maintain his dignity. Although he could take it away as a trophy and CCMU might not ask him for it, Fong Ping was also a person who cared about his reputation. How could he do such a thing? As soon as he entered backstage, Fong Ping looked at Qin Fengqing and said, "There are quite a lot of C-grade alloy on the arena. CCMU is too embarrassed to take it away now. You go and take it." 820 split. Qin Fengqing was stunned. He was speechless. "Why don't you take it yourself?" "Nonsense. Everyone knows me. I'm well known. Why would I do such a thing? You're fine. Not many people know you." I'll take it. Then it's mine. I'll break it." 850. "I'll do it for you." 820. "I'll take 80 and you take 20. 73. The two of them discussed enthusiastically. The faces of the people from XMAU at the side darkened. Then they all left backstage in silence. Losing to others was fine. Losing to this team always made them feel very ashamed. "Hurry up, or else it'll be taken away." "I'll go then." Qin Fengqing did not waste any more words. Once he got it, who would give it to Fong Ping? Did he think he was stupid? Seeing Qin Fengqing running away so quickly, Zhang Yu felt a headache coming on. Leave some face for MCMAU. It was for MCMAU, not CCMAU. How embarrassing. Fong Ping glanced at him and said indifferently, "It's not like I did it." Qin Fengqing went to scavenge. Even if it's embarrassing, it's only him. He doesn't care anyway. Zhang Yu was helpless. MCMU was no longer the MCMU from before. At the same time, many of the grandmasters on the second floor who were about to leave suddenly coughed. The faces of the CCMU instructors were frighteningly dark. Huang Jing looked left and right, as if he was looking for an excuse. After a while, he said, "Qin Fengqing took the initiative to help CCMAU clean up. MCMAU and CCMAU are a family. Students should do the same. Don't be too biased." Tang Feng and the others breathed a sigh of relief. It was hard on the dean. He finally managed to find an excuse. CCMU's vice-chancellor laughed suddenly. He did not say anything else. He glanced at Qin Fengqing, who was picking up the alloy fragments with his but in the air. He said as he walked, "Dean Huang is right. Next time, CCMU will be a family with MCMAU." You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.